vai novinha safada relaxando, vai na pica safada sem vergonha, vai sentando na pica doida de maconha, presta atenção que o bagulho é doidão, trava essa puta quicando safada, senta malvada, quica malvada, trava na ponta da pica e não para, senta malvada, quica malvada, trava na ponta da pica e não para, senta malvada, quica malvada, trava na ponta da pica e não para, ai, senta no meu palhaço, vai senta no palhação, vai, senta no meu palhaço, vai senta no palhação.
Naquele pique, só couro brabo, me chamam de proibido, porque eu vicio rápido, combinação perfeita, sexo, cerveja e maconha, a novinha viciou, tá tudo curtindo a onda. Naquele pique, só couro brabo, me chamam de proibido, porque eu vicio rápido, combinação perfeita, sexo, cerveja e maconha, a novinha viciou, tá tudo curtindo a onda.
Só socadinha, você tá dando vinho. Só socadinha, você tá dando. Só socadinha, você tá dando vinho. Só socadinha, você tá dando. Só socadinha, você tá dando vinho. Só socadinha, você tá dando.
Esse é o DJ Holanda, tá lançando a nova moda.
É o DJ Holanda, imã de piranha.
Welcome to an episode about polyamory. Okay, that's what we're going to be talking about. Most of us are probably going to be on the same side of the issue. We have a video lined up to watch. I'm trying to get Ancom signed because he's the only polyamorous person I know that panels up. We'll see if that happens. We'll see if he's ballsy enough. Well, I know he's ballsy enough. We'll see if he's available, I guess. If you want to join to talk and react along with us, either to talk about it, or if Ancom side comes to talk to him about it, or if no one comes along to just watch the video that's about monogamy versus polyamory. It's on on my favorite Jubilee knockoff channel that doesn't take us out midstream like Jubilee does. Very litigious company, okay? So we're going to be watching that. And yeah, click the link that's pinned at the top of the chat. It's also in the description if you think about it. And you must. Good to see you, StreamYard, my ever faithful hosting platform. Good to see you, me, my ever faithful myself. Good to see you, Elderline. Good to see you, Voltaire. Good to see you, Rowdy. Good to see you, Rowdy, again. And good to see you, Testicker Johnson, with the $2. Thank you. I prefer to disappoint one woman at a time. Yes, well, that is true. I mean, that's the thing. I don't want to have to be the one to like try to steel man this, because it's a really hard thing for me to steel man. So I'm hoping we can get somebody. Testy, I'm assuming you're not like pro polyamory, hey? Because like you're probably like the closest, not the closest, but you know, just being like center of left. You got to be closer than, you know, a lot of people if you think about it. But yeah, we need somebody up here. I mean, otherwise I'm going to have to be trying to steel man these points myself, which I mean, I could try, but it's a hard thing for me to wrap my mind around, as it is for a lot of people, which is why we're trying to get Ancom Scion, okay, somebody who actually knows about it. We have a lot of diversity, I think, in the community, despite popular expectations and thoughts. But one thing we don't have is polyamorous, besides Ancom Psyche, he's the only one, which is fine. You know, we love him. Not for that specifically, but we love him despite that, okay? So yeah, if anyone wants to join, I'm going to put on a video. We're going to start reacting. But, you know, okay, we have thoughts from Testy. It can work for a very small percentage of people, but like 95% of people, I think it's a terrible idea. Yeah, that's the thing. I guess there's two things, right? There's two things. And I guess those should be maybe separated. There's is it a moral thing, which you and me would probably disagree on, Testy. From what we've talked about in other areas, you seem to be one of those, like, if everyone's fine with it, then it's fine. I would disagree. I think it's both immoral. But that's one side of the coin. The other side of the coin is if it actually functionally can work, right? And that's more of an empirics question, right? And I think I would agree, like, I don't know, I hate to bring up Destiny, but that was my first video when I made a YouTube channel, was when him and Melina broke up, because at least it seemed from the outside that it was at least working. You can call it degenerate. I think it was degenerate, so I'll call it degenerate. But it seemed to be working for them, besides like weird hints here and there that seemed like maybe they weren't like equally into it. But yeah, that was when that then exploded and everything that we know now, that it's like, well, okay, that's like the tale as old as time. It's like you have a couple of polyamorous relationships that seem to work. the vast majority crumble, and then even the ones you think were working would fail. Mel, okay, wait, yeah, Mel, you're probably down. Oh, wait, actually, Mel might be. No, you're not polyamorous, are you, Mel? I can't remember. No, I don't think you are. Well, yeah. See, when you put it like that, like the multiple, that just hits different, you know. I mean, I don't think either one's okay, but it hits different, you know. And okay, monogamous but not necessary. You could probably steel man at the best, Mel. Okay, so you should get on panel because you know. Other than that, I'm not really sure. Monogamous right now. Okay, I mean, Voltaire, do you disagree? But okay, anyway, that's the framing of this discussion. We have to divide into two camps, right? Because everyone can say degenerate. I agree, degenerate, but like that's kind of maybe low hanging fruit. The second question, like I said, is the empirics one, and does it actually function? Are humans wired for that? Are they? Yeah, steel. You got a steel person. Are people wired for that? Does it work for anybody? Because, like I said, I mean, I'm not really into like poly communities, I guess. So it's not, but it just seems like they all fail. I know people say, well, most monogamous relationships fail, but not at the same rate, obviously, not with the same fallout, you know. And I don't know if that's just because most people are just aware that they can't handle it. And yeah, I understand. Like that's why I said I get that it's low hanging fruit. I get it's low hanging fruit, but it obviously, as you know, you could probably guess from me being Christian, I'm going to think it's not really the best moral action. You know, why people in the Bible get multiple wives if I can't? Well, that's the thing. Well, I mean, I also, okay, a third separation to separate things even further. Good to see you, Mara. A third separation would be, I guess, yeah, like polygamy versus polyamory. Because at least, like, I think the worst, if I had to steel man it, which I really don't want to, but if I had to at least steel man it in comparison to something else, I would say open relationships. That is like the worst of the worst of the worst, in my opinion. At least like a closed polyamory, which I guess if this is like a weird Venn diagram, then I guess a closed polyamory system would contain polygamy inside it. Because in polygamy, you're in a closed polyamorous relationship. I think if I understand these terms correctly, Big Soda, quite the name based on recent events. That Big Soda.
I've joined your side. I'm Team Jew now.
Oh, good. Yeah, after that, you know. Multiple wives confirmed. So by comparison, like, I think Big Soda, am I crazy on this? Like first of all, I can't be that crazy because it's like in the Bible, it was obviously allowed, right? And we obviously think the Bible is important. But I would say the closed polyamory, to use the leftist lingo, right? Something like a polygamy is at least better. You could maybe hypothetically imagine a situation where there's like three people, like was in the Bible times, where it's like, okay, I don't know how this really works, but at least it's closed. At least, okay, maybe you could make the argument that they all love each other and stuff. But when you get into open relationships, that's where I feel like you're just losing the plot completely, because now you're just like, everyone's fucking everybody.
Yeah, it's fun chaos. I don't know. I would probably push against it and say it's not something. It's not it's not preferred. I would say it seems like God intended there to be man and woman, and so I think polygamy was just a useful strategy to spread your seed and to populate the earth. And then it seems after you get to a certain point, I don't know if it's preferred the same way it was in the Old Testament.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's even the arguments that the Mormons give, right? Because they're not polygamous anymore, but they obviously used to be at the beginning of the church. I mean, that's what they say. They say it was for a specific time. Their population, their birth rate wasn't high enough. You know, the male to woman ratio was a little off or whatever. You know, so they needed to do it.
You probably could argue that the New Covenant did away with that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's any. Yeah, I think you're probably right. Like, I don't think there's any examples in the Bible or church history. And well, I shouldn't say church. There's obviously a lot of stuff in church history, but if anyone that's like a saint or like a church father, I could be like called out on this. Like maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know of any of people having multiple wives. I'm not talking like a fucking king or some fucking crazy person, but
it seems like a kind of a societal situation of okay, that specific society wasn't that it was okay or. No, I should probably say it was okay. It just wasn't denounced, and then it's like as society changed and progressed, it just there just seems to be more negative than positive.
But the thing is, with the polygamy thing, it's not that it just wasn't even denounced, right? It's that wasn't. I mean, God, maybe I should know this better. But there's instances
look at the
where
Lot.
God tells
Look at the
people
Lot
to take,
situation.
right? That's an untoward situation, though. But there's cases with like, or wait, are you talking about? I thought maybe you're talking about Lot, but you're talking about like Jacob and stuff. And
No, I'm talking about isn't Lot the one where God challenge, or I guess God and the devil, I guess, come to the agreement that they will take everything from her. Job. Yep. Excuse me. Yeah, and then
I don't think he had multiple wives. He had one wife, and then she was a dumb bitch. And
but I'm talking after
she died.
Doesn't God give him double of everything?
Oh, right. Did he get? I know he got double the kids. Did he get double the wives? Double the pleasure? Double the fun? I'm not sure, actually. I don't know. Did Job get 2 wives? Because then that would be direct. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that would be God granting it, but it could just be based on a certain, circumstance.
No, he met. Whoa.
Oh, whoa.
No, this can't be right. ChatGPT, I think, is lying to me. It says Job marries Dinah, the daughter of Jacob, from the book of Genesis. That's not true. That's not true. Dinah's the woman that was, I think, gang raped, if I recall, in the Bible. I'm pretty sure.
It may be missing a story.
That might be. It's sending me to some Jewish woman's archive. That's the site. Okay, that's got to be some fucking weird tradition. There's no way it says that. But I think it just says. I don't think it specifies. I think it just says he got married. But
I can't remember the full story.
Was it Lot, or am I getting my names confused? Where Jacob worked for that fucking asshole guy, and then for one of the daughters, and then which is a weird story because then they somehow, when they consummate, right? Remember, the wrong daughter goes in, and Jacob doesn't notice, and he fucks the wrong person, and then he's got to work another 7 years. That's not Lot. What's his fucking name? Is it Lot? No,
it's not. I don't think it's a lot.
It starts with an L, right? God, I'm like forgetting my like basic Bible stuff. Jacob, what do I put? Jacob fucked wrong daughter. Bible. That's as good a thing as any.
As long as they don't pull up that Jewish side again.
Oh, Laban. Was it Laban? Yeah, Laban. That's what it was. So maybe that's Jacob fucking up, but it still seems like he was meant to, to be. Well, I don't know. Maybe you could attribute to him fucking up.
But then it's hard to read into the context that this is supposed to be for everyone if it's situational. Like if it's prescribed in a situational context, like especially if we grant that Job, if that situation worked out to where he got double of what he had before, then to me that would seem situational.
Right, but it would be interesting if there is an example where actually like God directs this, because I know even with Abraham, with like Hagar and Sarah, there was that promise that he would bear offspring, but he thought his like wife was too old or something, and then I think that's why he married Hagar. Yeah. And I don't know if he was like necessarily supposed to. I don't think like God told him to. I think he just kind of assumed that. Are they talking about how so many biblical figures have so many wives? Yes. And so, but I don't know if that's just what happened. I don't know if there's a specific case where God says to do this, or if it was just one of those things that was like allowed and accepted.
Yeah. Because there'd be a big difference between that. I would say if God not denouncing it doesn't necessarily mean that this is the acceptable thing that God wants. It just means, I guess, a certain situation, especially understanding man, this has to be a reality.
Right. And that's the thing I'm trying to figure out. And because I don't know, because obviously, like what Testy said, obviously, but Solomon, that was a bad thing he did, right? I mean, that's what led him to the high places and the Asheroth poles. I mean, he just got too many bitches. And so like God didn't tell him to do that, right? Like a lot of these stories, it just happens, but were they told to do this,
Yeah. And
I don't know if this is a good argument, by the way, but I don't think it's a good argument. I mean, no one's saying monogamous marriages are guaranteed to be perfect, right? The question is this the way humans are meant to act, perhaps morally, and is this how they're functionally supposed to act to maximize, I guess, happiness, pair bonding, child rearing, society? kind of all of that.
It just seems like the negatives outweigh the positives, and I guess this is probably just anecdotal, but I've never heard of a situation where polygamy works out for the better. It seems like once you start to peel back the, I guess, happy-go-lucky polygamy lifestyle, and there's a lot of dark secrets and a lot of like terrible, like, because I mean, when I think of polygamy, I mean, I think of the cult situations of like one guy having like 30 people that he's just constantly having sex with, and it just, I don't know,
Works
it
out
never,
for him. I mean,
yeah. Because you could argue the same thing with polygamy, that especially if it's one guy and a bunch of chicks. I mean, you don't think he's controlling that whole aspect,
right?
I mean, look
You
at the
gotta
Mormon
think, like,
situation.
what's it like to be like one of Solomon's, 1,000 wives / concubines? Like, you would, like, unless he's like boning like multiple times a day, but if he's with one girl a day, you're intimate with your husband once every 3 years. Like, you don't know him at all. Like, you're just basically a sex slave, if we're being honest. Like, there's no relationship there. I mean, maybe you could argue that with like a couple of women or something, it's possible, but there's a Dunbarian number of women where it becomes unwieldy, right?
Actually, wait. Aren't wives passed down to the brothers of?
Yeah,
I guess your husband's that's fallen.
When Solomon died, did his brother, if he had a brother, did they inherit 1,000? Imagine 1,000 wives showing up at your doorstep.
1,001.
Like, on one hand, you'd be like, "Oh, this is so great," but then you're like, "Where am I putting all these women? How am I feeding them? How am I doing any of this shit?"
Be like, can you turn it down? Can you be like, nah, this got bad written all over it.
And I mean, these women age too, so eventually, like, you're just caring for a bunch of like elderly women. I mean, that, like, this is gonna be costly. I mean, Solomon could do it because he had like all the riches and stuff. The Queen of Sheba even came to see Solomon, if you recall, right? Because he was so fucking goated, apparently. But,
I think my strongest argument is the fulfilling of the law, and saying that we're now past that point, and it seems like with God creating Adam and Eve and not Adam and a bunch of women, that it seems a man and a woman.
What about Lilith? Ever heard of Lilith?
Oh my god, I hate that 800
Adam's first wife?
AD fucking Jewish witchcraft bullshit.
I don't know. It's compelling. Okay,
It's funny you brought that up. I seen that on Twitter today.
Oh, really?
I think, I think someone was like, "Why do Christians never talk about Lilith?" But I don't know, the fucking Jews.
Man, your accurate name, Big Soda. It's rubbed off on you. You can't help it. But it's true. Okay, but okay, Testy. That's just degenerate. Okay, we can at least admit the other thing in a.
That just don't even make sense. That just don't even make sense. Like reproduction wise, like marriage wise, you can't have one woman.
Yeah. But okay, so. But if, let's say it happened now, because I would say, now, I don't know if this is a good argument to make, because obviously like slavery was like allowed in the Bible. I don't think in the same way that chattel slavery happened in like, America and stuff, but obviously there are situations that are rightly called slavery. But is there an argument to be made that because it was in the Bible and God even if he didn't like necessarily tell people to do it, he obviously was like kind of okay with it, that then that would be better than the open relationship stuff? Like, is that an argument to say, because open relationships that was never something that was like, okay, you couldn't just go and just like sleep with whoever you want and you'd be fucking stoned to death. So I would take that as an indication that that's probably the worst option. Also, I think that ends up in worse situations in general.
That's just mass adultery.
Right. So is closed polyamory, if you had to pick the worst option, would closed polyamory be the better of the two options? Would you agree with that, I guess?
Well, I don't know if I can make an argument that closed polygamy is sinful behavior. At least with the resources that I'm looking at, I don't know if I can make that judgment. I don't know if I can necessarily call it an evil the same way as an open relationship would be evil.
Well, that's the thing, because I guess at least it's like, again, I'm trying to put aside I'm trying to put aside my morals. You know, I really am testy in this. I really am trying to separate those two things. But I would just say, like, even if it's like a close, like if I meet somebody and it's like, okay, some like weird throuple, it's like my moral side is like, I don't think that's a good thing. But it's like, okay, maybe I could at least understand functionally that, okay, it's closed. It's like these people have some type of emotional connection, right? Even if I think that connection is only supposed to be one-on-one, it's like, okay, there's this connection, there's something going on. But open relationship, then that is kind of just like you're in a relationship, but you're also hooking up, right? I mean, like definitionally, basically, that's what it is. So it's like, and I think just hookups. I mean, I guess I'm getting into moral language again, but you know what I mean? If I try to put the moral side that's tied to Christianity away, and I just think on a guttural reaction, like what I think humans are meant to pair bond, and it's like, okay, maybe in some hypothetical universe you're pair bonding with like multiple people, but you're not if you're in an open relationship, you're trying to pair bond with just like random hookups. Like I think hookup culture is just like ultimately the worst of both things, and now you're just adding hookup culture into a relationship and trying to blend these things together, and it just seems like really strange to me. I'm going to trigger 19, 20 to 22. What is that?
I'm going to trigger Testy and say, if men do it, it's okay, but if women do it, they lose their value.
Okay, if a man sleeps with a female slave who is promised to another man, but who has not been ransomed or given her freedom, there must be due punishment. Yet they are not to be put to death because she has not been freed. The man, however, must bring a ram to the entrance of the tent of the meeting for a guilt offering. With the ram of the guilt offering, the priest is to make atonement for him before the Lord if his sin is committed, and his sin will be forgiven. Well, I don't think. Wait, what's wrong with that? Am I missing something?
He must be reading the Mormon version.
I think if a female slave is promised, I mean, unless you're pointing to the slave part, but I guess I'm kind of used to that in Old Testament by now.
But it seems like there is a negative action that the man does, which requires a guilt offering. So he does something bad, which requires him to relinquish his guilt.
Yeah, I think, okay, so Testy is talking about the slave, but okay. You notice in the text that it says if a man sleeps with a female slave who was promised to another man, I'm not saying this like makes it okay, but you had to marry the slaves. It's not like you just kept the slaves and then you could just bang the slaves. Like you had to, give them the rights of the wife. Okay. And I understand that's going to sound like I'm coping, but that's at least better than just having a bunch of sex slaves, right? Like when atheists say that there's sex, I don't think that's, I don't know. Like I understand maybe in a modern context, we probably would call it that, but it's like there was a lot of stuff that came along with marriage back then, you know? Oh, yeah. And well, yes, and of course it would be untoward to bang another man's slave. I mean, that also is untoward, definitionally. But back to what you were saying earlier, Big Soda. I mean, that's the thing. I feel like the people, and this is why I'm trying to get Ancom's side, as he mentioned before, he is in a polyamorous relationship. So I kind of want to talk to somebody who's actually, I guess, into this stuff, because I always kind of think of that there is a seedy underbelly to this. Like I started, I don't know if you were watching before, but I was mentioning Destiny about how it at least seemed like functionally it was working for him until it stopped working and everything crashed down. But even the first time I ever even heard of Destiny, well, not heard of him, the first time I ever saw him was on Lex Friedman, and it was him and his current wife at the time, Melina, when they were still together and they were in an open relationship. And Lex Friedman, it's just like stuck with me this moment. Lex Friedman asked them both a question, like if they ever like disagree or get like jealous or something, and they answered in opposite ways. Like Destiny was like, no, we don't get jealous, and Melina was like, yes, we do. And it was this really awkward thing where they both at the same time give contradictory responses, and they like looked at each other, and it was like just so uncomfortable. And you could even see it then, especially like looking back. It's like obviously things were not okay. And then even it showed up on the Lex Friedman podcast when they were trying to like walk it back a bit. But Melina's like, well, he's, the more famous person, so he ends up going out with a lot more women than I go out with men. And I don't know how that could ever not happen. And again, that's kind of, they were in an open relationship. So I think that problem is a lot more like obvious, because like there's always, it feels like there's going to be some like unequal thing that could happen where it's like, yeah. Whereas in the closed thing, at least in some theoretical sense, maybe that could work functionally.
There's a weird cope with it where Destiny was like, he's advocating, he's like, yeah, no, I'm cool with it. And then you would get these clips of like her dancing with some guy in the background as he's streaming, and it's just like
I use that clip in my video that I made after their divorce.
Couldn't fight back that social pressure, and it's like even societal pressure got to a point to where to me, it seemed like it cracked that situation.
Was it actually the next after the Lex Friedman? Was it actually just the less? Because I thought I saw the Lex thing, and I thought they only filed for divorce. I thought it was quite a while after that. I could be wrong though. I could be wrong. But Ancom Sai says he will be here, so we will have a real life polyamorous person in our midst. That's crazy. I don't even know. I don't know if he's in an open relationship. I don't know. I found out during trivia, and I was like, I'm gonna have to talk to you about this one day. And today's that fucking day. God, when I woke up this morning, didn't think that, but it's the day. Okay.
Hey, Testy. Ancom Sai is taking applications, so if you're into that degeneracy, he will be taking applications.
I might be a literal holier up. Oh, we got Tyler, who is not in an open relationship with Sky. Unless you are, Tyler.
No, I'm fully polyamericus, so it's different.
Oh, okay. Good.
Okay. Break down this word for me.
Yeah, fully polyamericus person.
I believe that there's multiple Americas, North and South. So sue me,
Oh, we have
named America. Is there some sort of joining characteristic?
Like, are you open American?
His evil. Keelan did tell me he was evil now. So I mean, I guess we're meeting evil tabernacle. How's it going, evil Keelan?
Why are you okay with sex slavery?
I'm not okay with sex slavery, obviously.
But you're defending it.
I'm not defending it. I'm saying if a culture was going to do it, it's better to at least marry the person than just keep them in a cage and just have sex with them when you want. I'm just saying it's better. I'm not saying none of them are good. Obviously, none of them are good situations.
Why would you?
One of them.
Why would you be like, this form of sex slavery is better than this form of sex slavery because it sounds better?
It doesn't sound better. There's forms of murder that are better than other forms of murder. There are forms of theft that are better than other forms of theft. There's forms of every bad thing that are better or worse than forms of the same bad thing.
That's a category error, sir, because you're saying that as long as you marry the sex slave, sex slavery is okay.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying they're both bad. I'm just saying one of them is better than the other bad thing. Two bad things,
you're
one
married?
of them is better.
It's just a word confluence.
No, it's not because it's a word. It's because marriage in Israel, in ancient Israel, right? You had obligations. You took care of them. They got an inheritance, right? There's all this stuff that went along with it, right? So it wasn't whereas like a slave. That's one of the things that probably happened, yeah. But it's like back in the day. I mean, I get it if we're talking about like these are the Israeli people, they should be held to a higher standard, but if you have a warring tribe and you kill the guys, then it's like I guess you either kill the woman or what do you do with the woman?
Just leave them there.
You just leave them. Just like, well, what do you do if you go to war?
You're like, let's say that we won the Vietnam War.
Oh, it's ANCOM.
Do we just take all of their women and men and start having sex with them?
No, but I'm saying this is back in the day and they're killing like all the men probably. It's not like Vietnam where we just kill like some combatants and stuff. Well, a lot of combatants and a lot of civilians too. But
yeah,
back in the day they'd wipe out like they would wipe out all of the males, and then it's like then you just like walk away and let the woman starve to death. What do? Do you just what I mean? Like we're talking like in 1,000, 2,000 BC here, right?
So now you think women are so incapable that they couldn't survive without men?
Yes, I do.
I'm so angry.
Yes, I do think that. 10 toes down, I think that.
I'll be honest. I think my wife thinks that.
Welcome, ANCOM Sai.
Hello. I think you all vastly underestimate the skills and capabilities of women. Just like
I agree.
Just like in 2000 BCE might have underestimated their capabilities. So you may very well have been better off living 4,000 years ago than today.
I mean, that sounds nice on paper, but in practice, it doesn't.
Sound really pretty to say.
Like a fucking Netflix adaptation.
Man,
it would work in a Netflix miniseries. I agree with you, ANCOM.
Women were way more active than we are today. Like Confluence, I think if you were back there, if you were back in 2000 BC or whatever, you would have been better off being a sex slave, but most women back then probably not.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not very, good with my hands. I'm not gonna lie to you. Okay, I would die too if there was just a world of confluences. We'd all be dead. I have no shame in that. Okay,
no, I'm saying
the world. We should not allow you to reproduce. That's what I'm hearing right now.
Eugenics.
No, I'm saying confluence. If we like plop to you in the middle of 2000 BC, like you should find a man to make you his sex slave.
No, I would.
Yeah, the same way with women. So confluence would be in the same boat with women.
Tax collector or something. You know, there was still like jobs that didn't require like arduous manual labor.
Would you feel better if he married you and you were his sex slave?
I'd probably rather that than I guess be like killed. Well, I don't know. I'm not sure actually. But I'm also not a woman, Keelan. I'm also not a woman. If a woman took me as her sex slave, I guess that's better than me being killed.
Honestly,
if you went back there with your soft hands, they'd be like, "This is woman."
I've watched fucking every episode of Naked and Afraid, and none of us would probably make it. So, like,
that's what I mean. Keelan, you're not me. I'm sorry. Okay, you could run an ultra marathon. Yeah. Okay. How much can you fucking plow? How much can you milk a?
Ask your mother.
Hold on.
Ask your mother twice.
I'm 27. Like, I still have a shot at making it as a slave. I don't think you survive.
He's got it. Well, I was about to make an untoward joke.
So is I. It's not. We're not genetically the same. Okay.
Yeah, there's a genetic difference.
What I think Confluence is saying earlier is that if he had been the sex slave to the Queen of Sheba, that would have been fine.
It'd be better than death, probably.
As long as they're married.
Queen of Sheba chose me to be your top guy? Come on.
Imagine that.
Well, we didn't say that. We just said sex slave.
Yeah.
We would say top guy.
Imagine the smell.
Of what? Of the Queen of Sheba? Of me having sex with the Queen of Sheba?
I mean, how well did they bathe back then?
Yeah, that's why oral sex really isn't talked about much in the Bible, you know, because
like they bathe with perfumes and scented oils and all that shit.
Some groups and people's definitely had hygiene habits.
They just sprayed perfume on and they were fine.
It wasn't the Romans were the ones that invented fucking bathing.
Confluence.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, that'd be rough. Yeah, there'd be a lot of rough stuff. Look, I'm a creature of modern creature comforts. Okay, so I wouldn't do well. I wouldn't do well back in the day. Throwing me back in the fucking Middle East. Throwing me in the Middle East now, I wouldn't do well. Okay, so
what's up, Mel? My fucking alphabet brother sister.
At least you wouldn't be a woman, though.
I'm just waiting for a chance to get 3 distinct points out that I even ordered from best to worst, or in the 2-3-1 format. But
yeah,
also I can't handle crosstalk because I don't have my headphones right now.
It's called sibling.
Yeah, but like I meant it not the siblings like the technical word. I meant to how like black people say it, like my brother or hey sister. Yeah.
Wow, I'm so glad we had to have the discussion.
Polyamory Undertaker.
It's more meaningful.
Undertaker. Okay, so Ancom Sai, I guess. Yes, first of all, are you polyamorous? First of all, can you say hi? I'm Ancom Sai, and I'm a polyamorist, just so we can get that.
Hi, I'm Ancom Saicom, and I am polyamorous. Yes.
Okay, great. That'll be a good intro if this was made into a video. Okay, so are you Ancom Saicom? Are you in an open relationship? Give us a history. Give us a history. Like, how did this start? Is it open? Is it closed? How many people? Would you describe it as a polycule? These are the things inquiring minds want to know.
Fair enough. I mean, how it started was my spouse and I, about 8 years ago, decided that we wanted to go with polyamory because we both had the feeling that the particular relationship that we had wasn't everything that we could get, and I don't think either of us had like other partners lined up at the time. It was just a decision we made. And
who broached the topic first? Just to ask a clarifying, because somebody had to mention it before somebody else.
I don't actually remember. I do. which one of us broached the topic of polyamory first?
So we had always talked about that being an option as
We've been poly so long, we don't even remember why we're poly anymore.
Miguel, if you're there in the back, you got to give me one of these.
And, I broached it.
If you can hear and see me.
All
right, pulling you up.
Fair. Hola, my friends.
Hey, Miguel.
Hello. Welcome to the Buena Vista Anti-Social Club.
Thanks.
Okay.
Ancom, SciCom, how old are you?
I am about to turn 40 next month.
No one cares.
So then he's old. Look, since
let
there's
me
more
see your
people
fucking
joining
papers.
Confluence, can I just get a bit of space just to get 3 points out, and I'll shut the fuck up for the rest of the night?
You have 2 points, and you'll be lucky to get them. Go ahead.
I didn't ask you.
No, you didn't have to.
I'm actually not in a great mood.
Miguel kind of has an air of being in charge. So.
Yeah, I mean, look at the background. He's on vacation.
That's right.
So, like, I can just go. You seems like you already have somebody who actually is a polyamorous, but I did come up with 3 particular points.
Yeah, let's hear your points.
You have time for 2.
So the first one that was the one that you already encountered, which is that until monogamous marriages are perfect, I don't want to hear anything about how bad polyamorous relationships are, because monogamous marriages can be total shit shows.
Okay.
The second point
Incorrect.
is that
Next one.
there was a point in time where it probably made more sense to be monogamous, because we didn't have birth control, we didn't quite understand STDs, and so the best way to prevent the unfettered spread of those things was to be in polyamory. But we don't need that anymore, because we have solutions to those things that don't just rely on monogamy. The third point,
also incorrect. You have one more.
The third point
right.
is that humans are neither pair bonders or tournament species. For those who don't know, pair bonders means you have a single mate that you choose and you keep that mate for the rest of your life.
Would
Tournament
you ever have
species
one?
mean you basically fuck and reproduce with whoever you want. So what that means with humans being neither, it means that we're in between. And how do we know this? Because in most species, pair bonders, the males and females tend to look exactly the same. And in tournament species, they have large variations. That way, males can outperform other males, and females can outperform other females. Humans have both some variation, but not eccentric variation. But we also can't have males who look like females and females who look like males. We are fundamentally in between those two things.
I have a feeling
Right.
Nine Tails is in a mono relationship, if you know what I mean.
Oh, okay, cool.
that was fake and gay.
X Insider says, "What time does the 24-hour stream start?" I mean, Miguel might be going for 24 hours, not Confluence.
Go for 24 hours.
Miguel, you're one of the few I'd let stay.
Thanks,
Well,
Dixon.
thank you. Gracias.
Miguel,
Look at what Nine Tails. Look what you did to Tucker Carlson there. He's so confused.
Right, beef. I don't know if this is. I got a couple people in chat.
Tucker Carlson is in a constant state of confusion. That's
Tucker Carlson, the one who got
Hello,
assassinated.
Beef Drippins. You guys
What
have
is a
crazy names.
polycule?
something is
Is
happening.
Tucker Carlson the one
Yeah,
that got
something's
assassinated?
happening.
It's a polycule. It's
Tucker
something
Carlson is the one who got
like-
shot, right? In the head?
no. I think you're thinking of Charlie Kirk.
Oh, damn it. It wasn't Tucker. Fuck.
I believe.
A polycule.
I heard someone ask the question, "What is a polycule?" a moment ago.
Confluence, your panel's over.
Well,
I mean, I'm
I
here to
saw an
answer
ad for this
questions.
channel on
Y'all
Friday.
wanna
I don't know what's
calm the
happening.
fuck
I'm guessing
down.
Miguel
You
has
don't, you know.
lots of people. Oh my God, this is okay. Okay, a lot of names I don't know. Thank you guys for the $2. Okay, yeah, AdCom side, yeah, finishing. Yeah, I guess your thing before we can all spur at the same time. But I want to hear AdComs.
Very quickly, I do need to know, would you all get into a polyamorous relationship with Keita Sedgwick?
That's what
Keita
all these.
Sedgwick?
No, I'm assuming you're like streaming because everyone's been mentioning. I don't know who that is. I've never heard of them.
Huge.
This is so gay.
Don't be fooled. Miguel's a sex therapist in Cape Coral, Florida. Is most famous for work with John Millett. There's so many inside jokes helping him overcome premature ejaculation. I have no idea what's going on. I have absolutely no idea what's going on. But
Wait, hold on 1 second. You don't know who Stuttering John Melendez is?
No, I don't know who any of these names are.
No one does.
Wife, she was the main character on the TV show The Closer.
Oh my god.
Correct.
Oh, okay.
But that is not what she has done. She has done so many things.
Well, she has, but that's just apparently the thing she's most well known
Yes,
for.
I do have a friend, Derek with a Y, who has a whole podcast about it.
Isn't she married to Kevin Bacon?
She is.
That's what I just said.
What?
Whoa.
Talk
She's
about
only 1
6
degree
degrees.
in bacon. That's fucking wild.
So since I have met Keita Sedgwick, now you are all within 9 degrees of separation to Kevin Bacon.
Wow, that's fucking fantastic.
I'm already
That's
3 degrees
amazing.
to Kevin Bacon, so keep it.
Everyone is
Bacon's the one who
within
sold
6
those
degrees
cloths,
of Kevin
right?
Bacon and pretty much everyone else on Earth because that's how human relationships work.
Kevin Bacon's the ShamWow guy, right?
Yes.
No.
Yes, he is.
Okay,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What? What? No.
Yes.
Yes.
We got someone named Ten Tails. Give me one of these. We're just gonna keep adding random people. That's fine.
They might be called 10 tails, but they're 0 out of 10 troll.
Hello, Nine Tails. We meet again. You guys see you're
You
trying
guys know each
to-
other.
Oh my god!
I'm sorry. Hello. What?
Hello?
Yeah. No, I'm talking to Nine Tails, who's been trying to ride.
We have
off
11
my...
tails.
Who?
Give me one of these. In the
Babe.
back. We got
That's
someone
not
else.
valid.
Can we get
You
12
talking
tails?
10.
No,
There's
no.
no
I'm
11
10
tails
tails.
here. There's no. I'm the highest. I'm 10 tails.
I don't know.
pretty
We got
high.
That's
11
not how it
tails in
works,
the back.
actually.
That is how
You
it
don't
works.
decide it
That's
out.
how it works.
Have you
Actually.
seen Naruto? Have you seen what the fuck are we talking about?
Yeah, it ends at 9 for a reason.
Kyle's,
No,
wait,
it
did we
ends at
establish who
10.
Kyra? I know we got the other guy, but who's Kyra?
Kira
Is that the
Sedgwick.
one? Is that the one married to Kevin Bacon?
Yes,
I'm confused.
she is the wife of Kevin
Okay.
Bacon.
Okay.
I
She's the one.
believe
She's the one who's saying.
Bacon.
She's the one who's saying Jesus take the wheel. She's saying Jesus take. I know that. I know that
Nine
name.
Tails,
Oh,
stay
okay.
out of
Okay.
this.
The-
This is
the
above
guy
your pay
that-
grade. Thank you.
I believe in 10
He does have 10 tails.
Oofer.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Hello.
prove it. Prove it. Show us your 10 tails. I dare you.
You haven't even shown your 9 tails.
Yes,
Why
I
do I
have.
have to
They're
show
on-
my
they're on
10?
the
I
There,
legitimately
you
have
can't-
9
Who are you,
fox
the
tails hanging
president
around my
of
apartment.
tails?
I would like
got
to
I
there,
legitimately
bitch.
have 9
I must
fox
take over
tails
for a
hanging
moment.
around
Just a
my
moment. I
apartment.
must
What do
take
you
over.
got?
I'm
must take
sorry.
Excuse
Yeah,
me.
Miguel, go ahead, Miguel.
Miguel is taking over.
Excuse me.
Oh, he's got
Hang
he's
on.
got a little flute.
Hang on, it's Miguel.
I would like to go around, as they say, go around the horn, as you Americans say. And I want
Yes.
to everyone say what they think Nine Tails looks like.
Okay.
Well, we call that clockwise, snakewise.
Okay.
Clockwise.
We have a
Are you
system.
going to start?
I'm going to veto
Where are we
this.
starting?
I have way more power than Miguel on this panel, so I'm going to veto this.
Oh,
You have
you
no
know you're
power.
a wizard.
You have no power.
I think
Oh,
10
man.
tails has the most power just because he
That
has
is
more
true.
tails.
10 tails.
And if 11 tails will give me one of these, then I guess he'll have the most power because he's in the back.
Oh, Nine Tails is
Such
now
a
a
bad
wizard.
troll. Like, wow, you can count. I'm so proud of you.
Who are you talking to?
Cockwise, dickwise.
Don't be
Cockwise,
such a
dickwise.
little bitch. Just let him talk, Queen.
But what if I am a little
Agree with
bitch?
Steve.
Mel,
okay.
do you know
You
these
are.
people? Mel, do they just know you? Do you like? Can someone help me fill in the gaps?
Look,
of
I
what's
have a
happening?
secret fan base. This thing just happens sometimes. Like,
They're here for me.
That's
They're here
the
for me.
funniest thing you've said ever.
No, they're fucking here for me,
they're here for-
dude.
No,
I
they're
believe
here
he
for
said that
me.
because of
I think
free
they joined
days.
my channel. I think they're here for me. Okay.
No, this is why I never joined his evil tabernacle, because these people follow me when I join his evil tabernacle.
No,
That's why I'm here for you, baby. Don't.
it's actually, yeah,
calm
I
down.
only joined. I
know it's
because
just so
Kieran
gay, but I
called
just
so-
love her.
That's true.
I don't like Nine Tails'
Aaron
attitude.
Sedgwick?
I love her.
He does need an attitude adjustment.
They're obviously here for Miguel.
Cockwise,
Yeah.
dickwise.
I'm still trying to figure out, can I get a narcissistic supply from this?
I'm here for Miguel.
I think
Oh,
you
I'm
can,
sure
Mel. You
you
can
can
get a
find a
narcissistic
way,
supply
honey.
from.
That's the
from
only reason I
anything.
joined.
Where there's a
Yeah,
will,
if I was a
there's
true
a way.
narcissist, I'd get it
I'm
from
there
anyone,
for you,
sure.
bro. I'm
You're
there.
not a true narcissist, by the way. If you want to see a true narcissist, check out Stuttering John Melendez. Okay.
No,
Who's
I'm
that?
afraid of narcissists.
Oh,
I don't-
exactly. He's patient
May I-
zero for
may I-
narcissism.
May I
Yes,
recommend?
Miguel.
I have seen 10 tails, please. I have seen a podcast called The Uncle Rico Show.
Yes.
Not Rico Suave, the Uncle Rico Show, and they talk about this stuttering John. It's fascinating.
Oh, I will definitely have to check that out. Thank you very
I
much.
think you'll all be very happy. Nine Tails, you don't have to, but everyone
Miguel.
else.
You're, you know.
Taking
I
12
I
tails.
already stopped paying attention.
Miguel, I have a question for you.
Pay attention, motherfucker.
Team
How
of
many
Seth Green
wives,
taking
how many
over your
wives do
show.
you have, Miguel?
How many wives
many-
do I have?
Honestly, okay, I'm just going to put this out there.
No, like current wives. Current
Confluence
wives.
looks less lanky than Seth Green does.
I'm guessing at
Wait,
least
less?
three. At least
Less
Wow.
lanky, yeah. You actually
Wait,
look. You
who's
look
that?
I can
healthier
see-
than Seth Green does. Seth Green
I
looks like
can
he's going to come
see
down with cancer at any
Confluence sitting at a
Uh-oh.
keyboard saying, "Daddy, would you like some sausages?" So
I
yeah, that
promise
works.
I'm not just saying that because he's ginger too.
Wow, Nine Tails, what comedy genius you have.
Heyo.
You are just
Oh.
killing it.
Actually, I just contradict
Ooh.
people. That's all I do is I just contradict people.
So,
Yeah.
Miguel, what do you think about polyamory? Do you agree it's bad?
That was my third wife, polyamory. She was a wonderful woman, but it did not work out. I was too much of a rake, if you know what I mean. They called me the douche back then.
What about Kira Sedgwick?
Oh, Kira. Oh, you know how I feel about Kira. If it wasn't for Kevin Bacon, she would be
looks
mine.
like the critic. Other people have said that. Jameson. Okay, so you know what? And 11 Tails, if you could hear me, you're in my back chat, but if you got to give me one of these, you got to give me one of these. Okay, so
the gang sign.
For real person. Okay.
Yo, so I'm saying.
Break this guy.
Now we have too many.
Nah, don't do
When did this become the Brady Bunch?
Can I just point out that 10 Tails and 11 Tails have the same background?
Hey,
Wait,
9
do they?
Tails, I'll
Wait,
see
let's
you
go.
in hell, okay?
Okay, we're in the same
You guys
kitchen.
are in the same. You guys are in the same kitchen.
Don't worry
No,
about
they're just
it.
using the same green screen image. It's exactly the same angle.
Their relationship is
go.
mucho hermanos, if you know what I mean.
Yo, he been drinking my Kool-Aid for like ever.
Wait.
Man. Yo, I was always 11 Tails.
Hold on.
And this motherfucker come in here like them 10 Tails, and I'm like, that's some bullshit.
I-
So gotta-
Hey, nah, son, don't be coming up in here with that
I'm
bullshit,
super
man.
confused,
And this
Confluence.
beef dripping.
How is
motherfucker-
11 Tails outside
Yo.
of the frame?
This guy.
What do you
Fucking,
mean
he be
outside of
kicked
the
out
frame?
every podcast he go on, yo.
Look how his hat pokes over the like.
Whoa.
There's a black
shit.
bar
Yeah, that
in
corny-ass
his video
motherfucker.
feed.
What you got to
His
say
head
to me?
pops over
Yo,
that.
polyamory. What you got to say to me? Polyamory. What you
Little
got to
bitch.
say to me?
Oh, he's about to
Polyamory.
drop a freestyle.
Yo, my name's.
I mean, he's
11
just been
Tails,
saying the same
and I
two
never
lines over
fail.
and over.
I
He's
got
about
girls
to.
coming at you, and like in my pail. I be scooping shit. I be eating dung, and that's what I do. I go bong bong. You know what I'm saying? But that's just a freestyle. I'm working on that shit.
That's
Look, I don't know what I was
I
expecting
think
from
this
today's
is
panel,
what
but
we
this
call-
is better than what I was expecting.
feel like,
Okay.
you know,
I think in the
I feel
parody world, this is what we call a satire.
Is
Hey,
10 Tails
let's
singer
see
for
you
Ever
guys-
Clear for Andy
let's
World's
see you
Ghost?
guys more
I'm One
Miguel.
Tails. The
I mean,
OG.
yeah.
We got a
One-
fucking
One Tails is the
$1
most-
going.
This is
None of these people don't realize one tail is the most powerful because all your power is concentrated into one tail.
that's not true. 10 Tails is the most powerful. Well, 11 Tails now.
Can we have Miguel maxing going on in here? Because he's
Miguel,
the
what is,
funniest.
Miguel,
Yeah,
what
come
kind
on,
of Miguel is funny. Miguel, what obviously I think you're the center of this shit show that's happening right now. What I'm assuming you're like a streamer. Like what do you do? Tell me about yourself, Miguel.
Yo, he ain't shit. Yo,
Before Miguel answers, can Miguel have my spot at number 2?
Please do not listen to
Can
these.
you slide me down and put Miguel higher?
Yeah, we'll let
Yeah.
Miguel.
I don't feel right being above
There we
Miguel.
go. Miguel
Also, how come
maxing.
Ancom Psycom is next to like I should be next to 10 Tails and 10 Tails should be next to that we're actually counting up.
These guys, they're getting deported. Miguel, you can stay.
Oh, that's true. We should go. Yeah, okay. We'll do 9 Tails, 10 Tails,
Hey,
11 Tails.
that's
There we go.
right.
Hey, what about me? I'm cool.
Because I'm more than 10 Tails, so I gotta go in front of him.
Confluence.
And 9 Tails go put him in the bottom.
10
Hey,
Tails.
man.
So you read left
Get out of
to
here.
right? So you go 9, 10, 11.
Son, yo, in Japan, they moved to right to left.
You're like speaking like Hebrew and Japanese. Okay, that's fair. Okay, we'll do that. We'll do it that way. Right to left. Okay, like the Eastern world. That's kind of based.
Yo,
It's ethnic. I like
I
it.
still count left to right, so I'm gonna take it as I'm the best Tails.
No, 9 Tails
he
should be at the
knows.
bottom because 10 Tails is exponentially more powerful than 9 Tails, and then 11 Tails is exponentially more
Wait,
powerful.
who the fuck ever said it was
these are like
exponential?
orders of
Who the fuck
Why are we talking about
said it was
Tails?
exponential? This is a linear scale, bitch.
No,
It's
it's
not
not
a linear scale.
more.
Everybody fucking cuss me.
Yo, let Miguel talk.
Everybody, please. We're going to
Miguel,
circle back now. The original question was, what does 9 Tails look like? I will begin. I believe you remember Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Remember the aliens walking out like them, but thinner and with less muscle tone.
Agreed.
Yeah, that's
Agreed.
pretty accurate, yo. That's pretty accurate. He probably like one of them skinny motherfuckers.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yo, that's
Can
true.
I
But
go?
you got a big dick. That's why you be trying to be banging other chicks because you know you got that BDE, yo.
Can I go?
I guess that's a
No,
compliment.
You're a dick watcher.
No, I believe what he meant to say is he is a big dick.
We go
Yeah,
clockwise.
and that's called
Yeah,
petrifying.
clockwise, snake-wise. So Tyler, you're next.
Okay, got
what?
it.
So it's a clock and it goes, so it like wraps around. That's what we call it here, clockwise, snake-wise. Okay, so-
We understand
Did
the
you
idea
get
of
that,
a clock.
9
I'm just making
Tails?
sure. I don't know.
What are
Yo,
you
if your
asking
dick
me to
around your
do?
wrist, be like, hey, what time is it?
Oh, 9 Tails quit like a little bitch.
Oh, now we're all fucked up. Now it just goes 11 to 10.
Evil Tabernacle.
What am I supposed to be doing?
Ninetales is back. Ninetales heard that. Mel, aka Mel. Mel heard that.
They were calling you a bitch. I told them to shut up.
Yeah, you're not.
And now I got to put you guys in anti-numerical order again. Jesus, Mel, don't drop again. Ninetales has the tightest tail, so I hear. Okay. I just heard 19 tails. All hail the 20 tails army. All hail Dan Varney.
Yo, you talking about polyamory, but I don't see no bitches in here, yo. Where they at?
What's up with
What about you?
Well, that's why we're doing the panel. You know, we're trying to get that polycule going. You know, I just want to hear Miguel. He's the only expert on the panel. Foxtails on plugs to make you powerful. Ask anyone in Kensington. You guys have so much inside baseball. Look, I'm not caught up with any of this. Okay, you all understand that, right?
Yeah, that's what makes it fun for us. You know?
Yeah, they're technically just admitting how many foxtail butt plugs they have, by the way.
I bet you know what every one of them tastes like. See you in hell, bitch.
You're supposed to guess what Mel looks like. Okay, it's Miguel's request.
When it comes to me, just show the image I shared.
You guys ever played Wrath of the Lich King?
Oh, that's you sharing. I was worried it was so. Okay, this is what Mel actually looks like. Which I can believe that.
Look like?
I can believe that.
Can you imagine being an adult male and being afraid to show your face?
Yo, you live in your attic, 19?
Yeah.
Yeah, Soda and.
I look like a potato.
He does.
Wait, have we seen Big Soda on stream? Yes, we have actually.
Oh yeah, we've seen everyone. Sai even has cammed up before, not on my channel.
Yeah, Testy,
we haven't seen.
Bitch.
Testy's not on panel though, if you think about it. So you know,
I don't care. He's in chat. Testy's always in chat.
Can Tyler?
Well, that's because Testy loves the channel. Oh yeah, Tyler, go ahead.
Yeah. What am I being asked?
What do you think Mel looks like? Should I make a little banner for you guys?
Yeah, do it in makeup.
Maybe
looks like a hexagon.
Well, that's not nice.
Looks like a hexagon.
Go ahead, blood.
Hey, yo. Hey, chill with that shit, man.
Yo, don't be
Chris.
Yo, come on, blood. Come on, fam.
East Coast.
All right.
East Coast.
Hey, clockwise, snakewise. Caitlin, what does Mel look like?
Come on, be bro.
Okay.
All
right, top.
I think Mel looks like a hexagon.
That is
good one.
That's good, man. Yo, nobody said
that's
that
really
yet.
Deep. I'm stoned.
No one has said that yet.
No one said that shit was like left field, yo. I was like, bam.
Ninetales is a goated Pokemon RTT3. Okay, it's not a team Pokemon. That's crazy.
You don't look like
if you Ninetales is the only Pokemon that can handle both having maxed out regular attack.
Well, you sound like you can't even get one girlfriend, let alone 5.
Most other Pokemon lose.
Yo, you ever been under 300 pounds?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Right. Mel, you've shown what you look like, I guess, or what you think you look like, which is what we showed. So I guess 10 Tails, the evolved form of Ninetales. What do you think Ninetales looks like?
Oh, the worst. Ninetales looks like a black guy.
Wow. That is the worst. Right from him, it's the worst.
No, you said that, not him.
Fuck yeah.
It's really funny that he said that after we had the racism trivia yesterday.
Yeah, that's some crazy shit.
Yeah,
man.
well, you know.
Yo, being a black man myself, I'm a little offended by that shit.
By the way, I just want to say great job on that rage page. I'm sorry I couldn't make it.
Yeah.
It was a good trivia yesterday,
Why
for real.
Why couldn't you make it? What do you have doing that's so important?
Yeah, band practice, son.
That's true.
Oh, this guy. Okay, let's go.
Rage Page, I need you to stop doing damage control for me. I am not Asian in the slightest. I am only appropriating their culture.
Yeah.
With these small dick?
I appropriate your honesty.
I'm going to go on record. I'm going on record right now. I'm telling everybody.
Go ahead.
I am not ashamed.
You should be, motherfucker.
Is that Jack Black?
No, that's brave.
Holy shit! Is that Jack Black?
I show my moneymaker. My moneymaker, Ninetales.
That's right, Ninetales. Why don't you take a page out of his goddamn book and show?
Whoa, that was a wig this whole time.
This is
real hair. What the fuck? This is like Kieran. This is like an American version of Kieran. You guys don't know who that is. That's my inside baseball. Okay.
You know what? Kudos to you. If you're proud of being bald, that I respect that.
I am. I'm more proud of being bald than my infiltration in the tails community, which was disgusting. All of you, 1 tail, 2 tails, 9 tails, you can all go to hell.
All the tails.
It's like being proud of being
having your
poor.
hair cut. You're safe in having your hair
no,
cut in one of those jobs.
You're old and feeble. You look like you have cancer.
Thank you, Dad Barney.
Who said that? Who said
He
that I
looks
have
like-
cancer?
He looks like an American Kieran. Okay, he looks fine.
Yeah. This guy
Or kinda
saves so
a
much
Walter
money on
White
haircuts,
that
it's
like
not
bought
even
like athleisure wear. You know what I mean?
If you knew how much money Ten Tails saves on haircuts, you'd be jealous. I guarantee it.
Guess what? I do have cancer. So thanks a lot.
And way to go, shit breath.
You guys are awful,
Wait,
man.
how do you
I
know
just
what
try
my
to
breath
have some
smells like?
fun.
That's crazy.
I got this thing. Yeah, whatever, dude. Fuck
Now you
you.
made him
Nine
cry.
Tails.
Can you apologize to Ten Tails?
Goddamn 9 tails.
I'm going to draw what I think 9 tails.
I'm in the same kitchen as
Okay,
you.
yeah.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Let's see it. Let's see it, Miguel.
Okay, I'm doing
It's
it
an
right.
ass with eyeballs.
Oh, he's got the paper.
That's just tits.
Oh, he's really doing it.
I am
An
doing
ass with eyeballs is tits, by the way.
Do you need Mel full screen so you can really
it.
tap in?
Oh, I know what I have it in my.
By the way, that's some old school Dolly Mini AI generation right there. I made that like 5 years ago.
We get
Right.
it. You've never seen a vagina. Go ahead, Miguel.
What happened to your little
definitely
talking
not.
fox head, Mel? What happened to
Yeah,
that?
what happened to that,
Like
yo?
what? Oh no, that's only when I'm at home on my PC. By the way, like you can
Where you
keep
at, yo?
making fun of me for not getting laid. I really don't give a shit.
Hi,
Right.
I'm Nine Tails. I've never seen pussy. How are
Oh,
you guys
shit.
doing?
shit,
Look at
the
my
school of them now.
avatar. It's a fucking go-goo bullshit, GoBot bullshit. That's what my avatar
Exactly what he
is.
sounds
Look,
like.
Oh, GoBots were so much better than Transformers. Go fuck yourself. Only an idiot would pick GoBots over Transformers. They suck.
Yo, you got a
You
single
even made
parent.
me
that's
laugh,
why.
Ten Tails. Okay, so respect where it's due.
You're slightly funnier than the real Tom Segura.
Thank you.
Slightly though.
Nobody
Oh,
asked.
Miguel is drawing.
Yeah, no, I'm actually hoping this will. He looks like he has some talent, actually.
Yeah, it looks like he's actually doing some stuff.
That's just the fedora.
Honestly, I'm impressed by the amount of talent that's been on this panel so far tonight. Aside from Soda, Soda sucks at everything.
And beef drippings.
And you know,
I
I'm
kinda think
illiterate,
this-
so I
whatever
try my best.
Whatever community fell into us or we fell into them, I feel like they're pretty good performers.
TSN, come check us out. Look us up.
TSN, right?
TSN.
The Shuli Network.
Okay, Tessie's here. Tessie needs to come on panel so I can yell at him.
Miguel, you are a fucking modern day Picasso.
Why? Thank you.
See, we've got a puppeteer here too.
Oh, Moby.
There he is. He's
Oh wow! Holy cow!
a little bit of drool coming from there. A little
I mean,
bit-
it's
That's damn good,
untoward,
dude. I'm
but
not
it's
gonna lie.
that's
It's not accurate,
yeah,
but
that's
it's damn good.
It's pretty skilled.
You got skill, Miguel. It's really good.
Yeah.
Damn! I think he's drawing me.
I keep telling you, he can stay when the rest get kicked out. He can stay. We like Miguel.
Oh,
Is it-
this guy's
is
got a
that a
puppet.
blessing?
Yeah, we've got
The
puppeteers
my
on
community
here.
doesn't have fucking puppeteers. What the fuck? You guys got to step
All
up
I've
your
ever
fucking
wanted.
game.
All I ever
That's
wanted
not
in the
a
panel verse
puppet.
was actual talent.
This
And,
is
like,
a
your
puppet.
panel. Oh my god!
What's
How is
going
this
on?
possible?
Why do you all have puppets?
Hi.
What is happening right now?
Money.
Welcome to the show.
What is happening?
Money.
How do you all have?
It's a takeover, bitch.
Why do you all?
Money.
Why do you all have
Hello.
puppets?
I was
You
gonna
have
make
them-
a furry
you have them
puppet,
at the
and now I'm
ready.
regretting not doing it.
Look, I got George Floyd. Look. Hey, I can't breathe.
What the fuck?
Yo, I ain't got no fentanyl.
Man.
Shut up. What's up, George?
I don't know what's fucking happening.
Okay, Let's Chief did ask a very pertinent question though. Why do all of your puppets smell like sex?
Because we have sex.
because we left him in a room with 9 tails.
Because they been shoved up your lousy bum, Nine Tails.
Oh, okay. I feel like I
Well,
don't know them like that, but cool. Cool story.
Gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. We got to
Stick
run.
hook up
We
your
are
keister.
we are the Shuli Network. We're on YouTube. Come say hi. You guys have been good sports. Thanks for letting us on. We do a show called The Raid where we look for other small shows that are on and jump in and and you guys
Nice,
rolled
yeah.
with it. So thank you.
Yeah,
and
this is
hopefully
great
all our
content.
people
Wait, before you
Legitimately clapping for Apple.
wait before you head out, can you drop your channel name in the back chat, and we'll drop it.
Yeah.
It's the Shuli
drop the
Network.
link.
SHULI. The Shuli
Okay.
Network. And,
Okay.
I didn't want to.
Very Israel
Because
coded.
this has been fantastic. This has been a fucking
Yeah, this is-
blast.
That was great.
You
yeah,
guys
it
are
is very
fucking
Israel because
characters.
that's where I'm from, bitch. Land of milk and honey. Don't ever forget it. All right,
Thanks.
we're the last toll booth in Crazy Land, and if we go, you're all fucked.
I like
Buenas
him.
noches.
It's been an honor, guys.
Baruch Hashem.
Yeah, it's been great. Thank you, guys. Yeah,
Am
good
Israel
work.
Chai, bitch.
Nine tails.
PSN for life.
Holy fuck, that was fun.
That was a good time. I don't know what the. I don't know. I still
Bro,
don't know
what do we
the
do
fuck
now?
happened, but that was something that happened.
Now they're back to back charge all their super chats.
How
Why
much
do
do you make in super chats?
I don't even know. That's the thing. They joined and everyone was fucking donoing. Yeah, good, clean fun. I mean, yeah, no one was saying anything untoward. I don't get how they all have puppets. And they all had them at the ready. Like, it's not like they had to go and get their puppets.
so
Like,
good.
they had the puppets there. I don't know what this Shuli network is, but
You're gonna click on it. It's just gonna be pure anti-Semitism
No, he's
or pro-Semitism. It could be
that was-
pro-Semitism.
He was pretty convincing there before he left.
I believed him.
I got an erection from it, so
So I've been Jew maxing. I knew they were gonna come on.
Although they are making the stream members only, which is a little gay. Just gonna say.
well, that's you got to protect the integrity. If you know you're about to get raided, maybe you react to it.
That's true. I guess that is a good point. People can start pointing it out, and it makes it less mysterious.
right. Yeah, because we had no idea what's going on until they eventually said the channel name.
Yeah, that was pure
I
chaos.
still don't know if Miguel is the leader or if he was just the first one to join. Like, even looking at the channel, I don't see Miguel, so I don't know if
He
it was
had
just
a puppet. I think so. He was the only one.
Nah, I think Ten Tails was the leader because he's the only one that shout out the name.
It's true.
This the Uncle Rico show's on there. Who was talking about Uncle Rico again?
Oh, Miguel was talking about Uncle Rico.
Right. Okay. I don't know. They look pretty funny.
What do we do now? Damn, they need to come back.
Now we lost freaking Ancom's side. All the I don't even know when he left. There's so many puppets on the screen, and
he's got like 6 people that
That
have
was
sex
actually
with.
tomfoolery. Fuck off. No, he wasn't.
He's
That's
got like
how-
6
man.
people to have sex with right now. He's got a
that was the
polycule,
fucking
man.
dopamine. That's what I need every show. That was the
Tomfoolery
fucking
is not that
dopamine. Holy
talented.
shit!
Tomfoolery maxes out his talent every time he starts his live. That's how
Brandon,
talented.
you missed like
He's a bitch. I
Big
met him in
Soda,
person.
what's that Stalin quote I always say that I always forget? What's this? You're supposed to have it on ready.
It's 10 years of history can happen in a week, and a week can happen in I don't know something like
Yeah,
that.
something like that. It's something
Yeah,
like
of
what Big
course.
Soda said. That's the idea. So, Brandon, you missed like a decade's worth of stuff in like the span of 10 minutes. Okay,
Stalin, he's a genius, a quote genius.
he's definitely a professional quote master. Okay,
Some would say a philosopher.
Can I get that guy to send me the caricature he drew?
if you can find Miguel, I mean, he seems like a pretty enigmatic fellow. You know.
Yeah, you gotta pay for that. That shit ain't free.
And when Miguel joined, I was kind of like, okay, this is kind of a persona, right? And then the 10 Tails and 11 Tails thing happened. And I started to pick up on it. But then I started noticing these people actually had talent. They were actually genuinely funny.
Yeah, 1 or 2 of them.
I'm trying to figure out if they knew you, Mel, or if they just decided to just like
No,
pick
I
you
think
and just go.
I think they're just looking for open panels. It's the same thing as like Speakeasy's panel thing, whatever you call it. Panel takeover, where he just looks for random open panels to join.
Okay, based.
Yeah,
you know?
compliments. How much money did you make? Jesus.
I don't even know. I got like 19 super chats between all of them, so I don't
You
even
didn't
fucking
read
know.
any of them out.
I read all of them. I mean, there's a lot of crosstalk, but
You're a zero
He did his
tails
best.
in my books.
The only problem is we lost Nine Tails. We lost Ancom Sai. It was the chaos was too much. He was a little overstimmed, which I don't blame him. There's a lot of puppets going on. You know,
he was sacrificed for the greater good.
If he's an anarchist, he better fucking deal with chaos. That's like his whole worldview.
Yeah, but he's a communist, so he likes it controlled.
And it's so funny because I really was going to make a puppet Fox Furby, but it turns out like the logistics behind that are ridiculously tough. I basically have to get a stuffy made, which you can't. It's hard to get only one custom stuffy made, and then I'd have to put the puppet in there myself, like the hand thing. So it would have been a whole annoying thing to try to do.
Just think if you did have a puppet though, and you pulled out your puppet at the same time when they pulled out
that would have been so good.
Yeah. Now I need to have a puppet just ready.
I have so many
ready, okay.
A puppet version of you would go really hard, Confluence. I'm not gonna lie.
That's true. I think I would make a good puppet.
Oh wait, where's that Cookie Monster puppet you used to have?
Quick, someone put their hand up Confluence's ass and see if he acts like a puppet.
He does. I can tell from experience. Hey,
fucking last night, Kirk was saying some bullshit about how the U.S. needs to be super protectionist, and he's like, "Fuck Africa." Like he just didn't understand the concept of why we give foreign aid.
That's because Kirk.
I mean, fuck Africa though.
No.
What's up?
We need to.
Alex, you missed some crazy shit.
Oh no, I saw it. Your panel was full. It was pretty fucking amazing. I'm not gonna lie. I was really excited.
By the way, you have to put a clip of that on your channel.
That's true. Yeah, I do have to clip that.
No, I'm too lazy for that.
But yeah, Kirk yesterday. Kirk's fallen down. I'm actually unironically low key worried about Kirk. Kirk was like, he was getting a little like alt-right coded last night in a weird way. Kirk is I think very influenced by people.
Hold on, a little.
It's weird. Trying to soft pedal it, okay?
I have never seen somebody who falls for a trope as quickly as he does. I mean, for fuck's sake.
I mean, it came out of nowhere. It came out of absolutely nowhere. I don't know what he's been fucking watching.
He's speedrunning 10 years of politics right now, and like going.
He really is, yeah.
Just let him give him. Actually, that's 26. He'll be an adult.
That's a good point, Tyler. Actually, that's a good point because he probably is just like. He's obviously trying on different identities. If you see this, I'm not saying that in a bad way. It's just that's what happens.
Well, no, he wants to try on different identities. Remember, this is like his thing.
Well, that's what I mean. Yeah, so like this checks out. So yeah, this is probably just something that he saw, and he's like, "Hey, maybe I'll try this out," and and so it's probably not like a long-standing thing, but he was a little,
It's weird because there's a subsection. I don't know what begins first. Either there's a subsection of the trans community that goes super hard right, or there's a portion of the extreme right that goes to the trans community. It's this weird horseshoe effect.
I mean, the loudest people about it. The people who are loudest about it are probably into trans people. And my partner's about to sit down, so I have to yet again grace you with my absence.
Oh yeah, you guys only have that one chair. You got to buy another chair, Mel. You have to.
You really do. That's a little insane. Just one
chair. For hosting tonight's panel. I'd be remiss if I didn't. So have a good one.
You too,
Mel.
I hate that.
Now all the tails are gone. We had like 37 tails at one point on the panel. Now we got zero.
One of them had 30 tails on their own. Like,
it was getting crazy.
There's just too many tails to count.
I only
have we have none.
Tail where it counts.
Just have good tabernacle.
Good tabernacle and evil tabernacle.
Who the fuck is good tabernacle? That better not be Tyler.
The opposite of evil tabernacle.
Yeah. Definitionally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty much.
Are we fucking jealous? No, I hate that fucking trope that everybody that's like against something is actually projecting because they're secretly that thing, like fucking American Beauty.
Right. Yeah. We've talked about that. Yeah. It's like it works in Hollywood, and I'm sure it's true sometimes, but like
Well, when it's true, people notice. When it's not true, everyone ignores it, right?
Yeah. So.
What did you say, Keelan?
The movie about the horse, American Beauty.
Yeah.
And I always make that joke. You can't make that joke. I always make that joke. You're stealing the joke I make in real life all the fucking time.
You gotta be quicker, Confluence. You can't just let it fall flat.
I've said that for like 10 years. Every time someone mentions American Beauty, I talk about the fucking horse.
Do you know what movie I'm referencing?
Yeah, Black Beauty. I made it for 10 years.
I've never heard it. I've never heard it.
I've never
every
heard that
single
reference.
fucking time, man.
Me neither.
Refer to it. Sorry.
Yeah, no one's ever heard that, bro.
Keelan, that's a good original joke that you made.
That is a great original joke.
I've been saying this when Keelan was in the fucking womb.
Holy shit.
I mean, that's probably true. You were about 41.
Did you put him there?
I put Keelan in that womb. That's right.
Keelan, you ever thought about rank
That's
comedy?
kind of evolved. A bomb joke. Oh, Testy with the $10. Bow. I can't find my sound bar. Oh wait, no. Oh wait. Oh no. Here it comes.
That was the slowest soundbar I've ever fucking heard.
That was it took a while to find.
It was
a cute
shit.
girl I used to know in high school posted pictures of her new baby, and I was like, damn, now I gotta unfriend her, obviously, but I still follow her dad. Am I the asshole? First of all,
yes.
Why? First of all, why did you unfriend her? Because she posted pictures of her new, or were you still like holding up hope? Is that the thing? And then you're like, oh, new baby? Because you could be the dad that steps up. Like,
yep.
I don't want to ask an untoward question, but like, what's the race of the father, for example? Because like, you know, the relationships can end, you know,
very quickly.
Dads can be distant.
I have
Andrew Wilson.
Depending on the race of the father.
Testicles, I have a question. Are you not married? You're old enough to be married. And also,
No, he's not married. He's a DJ.
He's not
also,
married.
like, don't do a Section 230. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna...
Oh yeah,
That got fired.
Oh, that is hard. That is hard.
I don't know what that was
hard.
supposed to mean, but sounds cool. What's Section 230?
Statement. I'm not going to complete
It's a movie.
The famous movie Section 230.
No, it's a bill about online censorship.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's the only Section 230 I know.
You should know that.
Yeah,
but I feel like there could be like a first-time chatter that shows up at any moment with that.
Oh yeah, that guy. Yeah, my bad.
No, Testicles. I unironically thought that you were like...
You're being proposed to, Keelan. You've been proposed to so many times, Keelan. It's crazy. It's those fucking hunter eyes. I called it from the day I met you, Keelan, and now here we have Pistic Johnson.
You know why? Because he
so
wanted
cute.
he wanted
Like,
to propose to you
I understand it would be
himself,
gay,
but
it'd also be so
everyone
cute
else
at the
got to
same
you
time.
first.
Oh, it is the white nationalist, alt-right pipeline himself.
Dude, you're calling me white nationalist when the last three links I put in Discord have been content from Jewish people.
It's Tyler and Kirk on the
I mean, they like some Jewish people.
Boo!
Yeah,
It's Kirk.
Those the noble Jews.
It's not like Maryland. You
Dude,
say how
I'm
bad
more
the Jews
Jewish.
are, and then send you
I'm
Jewish
more
links.
Jewish than everyone else on panel.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
Exactly. I'm more Jewish than you.
Oh, really? Really, Kirk? How many times have you been circumcised? How many times?
I got 5, 6.
Oh shit! Yeah, you got me beat.
I got
Fuck.
all sorts of old Jewish men touching my.
I got 6 circumcisions that are beneath my belt.
Because my grandpa
He just
is
kept
actually
rolling.
Jewish.
Alex Burin is fucking rusty. How many times has he been circumcised? Okay?
Hey,
So
it just
many
keeps
times.
regrowing is the problem, okay?
Big Soda's Messiah.
Why are you saying I'm a white nationalist, Confluence? I'm not.
Well, that's a joke.
You kind of talk like one sometimes, you know.
It did seem you maybe recently were watching some alt-right adjacent things, at least on what you were saying yesterday. If I recall, first of all, you said the thing about the sex pest, which I understand you didn't know what that was, so I'm just saying that for humor. I know you didn't mean that one, but what you did say was you said repeatedly, the white man shouldn't give anything to Africa, I think is what you said. And you said that a lot. And then you originally said you were joking, but then you kept repeating it over and over in a very
Can I be against government aid and not be a white nationalist?
No.
The white nationalist thing is a joke. Forget that. That is a joke, Kirk. That was a joke. You're not a white nationalist.
We're making fun of your Sneeko arc, that's all.
Kirk, just join white nationalism with me.
Like, I'm pretty sure at Confluence, I've posted more videos and content from Jewish people than anyone else in Discord.
You don't think Jewish people can be like against other races though? Like that's what I mean. You know, you're one of the noble Jews. That's like, you know, you're like the guy. What was the Hitler's guy who was like Jewish and he's like, oh, I'm just like you, Hitler. I'm like so cool, but I just happen to be Jewish. You're like that guy.
Like George Soros.
Yeah, you're kind. Yeah, you're kind of like the George Soros of the panel, Kirk. Think about it.
It doesn't even make sense.
You're like a Jew for Mondami.
I hate Mondami.
a Jew for ISIS.
That would be a good, like, Queers for Palestine, where it's like Jews for ISIS.
So are we talking about we're talking about monogamy and shit?
No, we're talking about puppets. We're talking about puppets.
Yeah.
We're puppet coded.
Do you have a puppet, Kirk? Because unless you have a puppet, I really can't be fucked to hear your opinion. Okay.
I don't have a puppet.
Oh, that's disappointing.
Wait, why does my puppeting have to do with my opinion on monogamy?
5 hours ago, that would have deeply confused me as well, but now I'm puppet coded. Okay, so
it's all about puppets.
Con, you see,
Now
you
I'm
have
all
to
about
have
puppets.
one, so the next time they come by, they'll see it, they'll be like, holy shit, he's one of us.
Oh yeah, I should like fucking dual wield puppets. Holy shit!
Dude,
get
yeah,
them
you should.
fucking
You should. No joke.
Oh, that'd be fucking great.
You could become one of them, you know?
Puppets are expensive.
I am curious,
Hey,
Confluence.
it's an
puppet. It's not
it's
cheap.
an investment, all right? Now you got
Yeah.
they gave you enough to start.
Yeah, I'll
with
use
one.
the super chat to start the puppet fund.
I am
Gotta
curious,
at least
Confluence.
my starter puppet.
I did post some stuff in Discord earlier, which is relatively short. Would you be willing to either watch the video or read the article I sent?
No.
I'll say the same answer I always give you. Possibly.
I know, but these.
I've watched some of the stuff you sent.
I know, but I'm saying, can you like? What's the
Unless
program?
it's Lana Del Rey coded, it's really hard for
They're about one of them is from a Lex Fridman clip where he's interviewing about causal inference, and then the other one is about Bayesian reasoning.
the Bayesian reasoning. I can't. What?
Are you gonna watch them or check them out? Probably.
How long are they?
Well, the video is like 8 minutes something, and the article's pretty short.
Okay, 8 minutes, possibly. Kirk, what do you think about polyamory?
My Bayesian prior is that polyamory is wrong.
Wrong, or it doesn't work functionally? Like morally wrong, or it just like doesn't like work out?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, can you re-say that? Hold up a puppet.
Yeah. Without the puppet, it just doesn't hit as hard. But clockwise, snakewise, and I want to distinguish those two things. Do you think it's moral? Do you think it can work? Starting with you, Tyler. Separate those things, each of you.
I don't give a shit what people do. I don't think it can work. I just don't think it's as likely. I think there's a lot of problems to it, and I don't know. What the fuck is it my business what someone wants to do though? So let them fuck.
Gay, retarded. Okay. Thanks for your answer, Tyler. Keelan?
I just want to say that Good Tabernacle will deceive you. He's a piece of shit. He doesn't know anything that he talks about, and he's going to make bad deals with you. Good Tabernacle should not do business with him. Only do business with Evil Tabernacle. Evil Tabernacle.
I think I agree with that. I've done a couple of business deals with Good Tabernacle, and they've all gone sideways, man. But Evil Tabernacle, your thoughts on polyamory? Bifurcated into the two dimensions. I bifurcated it unto.
I just used my time to give you an advertisement against Good Tabernacle. You're welcome.
You have more time, Evil Tabernacle.
Yeah.
Are you ceding your time?
I give my time to Big Soda.
Oh, Big Soda, you got double the time.
All right, let's see. Is it immoral from the Christian framework? I'd probably say no. I'd probably say from a societal, I could probably make an argument that from our society, it's probably immoral. It doesn't seem to practically work. And
wait, I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to cross talk, but from a Christian framework, you don't think polyamory is immoral?
Yeah, well, as in it would be a sin.
Really?
Well, I don't know.
It would or would not be a sin.
It would not be a sin.
Okay, all right.
And
I'm shocked to hear that.
I mean, technically, I don't think there's anything in the Bible that says you have to be like 1-to-1, right?
Fucking fucking Jesus. Jesus said that man shall be with a woman shall leave. No, a man shall leave his mother and father and cleave to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh. I mean, could Jesus have said it more plainly?
Can there be more than just one wife?
Flesh? Can they?
No. It wouldn't be three together. It'd be one with two different people.
Well, hang on, compliments. Let's say Jesus has, let's say he's got an uncle and his uncle dies, and so his cousin now gets passed on the wives of his uncle. Are we saying that that person is now immoral due to Jewish law?
Wait, like you're saying? Wait, am I understanding? Sorry, you're saying you have two separate brothers. Both brothers die, so now you end up having two wives. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, you have their wives. Yeah, so you would have your wife, your two uncles' wives, and now you have three wives because of. Like, are you saying that would be immoral? Because it's codified in Jewish law, and so I don't think there's explicit.
Christ, I think you shouldn't fuck those wives. Because like after Christ, right, where we see like the there's no difference between male or female, everyone's equal under Christ.
Yeah.
I think imagine being that wife, and then like your husband dies, and then the other, and like, oh no, let's say no, sorry, that's not what I would say. Let's say you're the original wife. So let's say Mrs. Soda in your case, and your brother dies, and let's say you have 5 brothers, they all die, and now your wife's like, I don't want to share Big Soda with like 5 or 6 other women. And now, like, I think it's fine to take care of them, but are you saying you should fuck all of those people?
Is that what polyamory means? Is it having multiple relationships or having multiple sexual partners?
Is it?
I guess it's kind of ambiguous.
Amory would be what?
Well, amory just means love, right? So like, it's a very
loving
ambiguous.
Multiple people.
So
I love multiple people.
But also,
I
isn't
love
it my
Big Soda,
turn?
but it's not like an untoward way or anything. I'm not trying to be his wife or anything, you know.
I mean, I've got room for one more compliment. I've got room for one more.
I'm in a polyamorous relationship, you know. Maybe my puppet might be. I'm not sure, you know.
I can show you how to start a lawnmower.
I already know how. We talk about these things. Don't talk to me like that, okay?
Well,
I know you're fancy riding lawnmowers, okay?
I'll end it here. I don't know if it's explicitly stated that it's sinful behavior, and so if I'm just judging that, I would say I don't believe it's a sin under the new covenant. So I don't think it's explicitly, forbidden.
True. The new covenant.
Okay, Alex, and then.
Wait, I just gotta address this. This is the nicest thing Let's Chief has ever said to me, but it's also the craziest thing he's ever said to me. Okay. That's crazy.
This isn't nice.
Look, I already have a wife, so adding compliments, it would be easier to add compliments as a wife than it would be for me to turn into a wife and then add my wife onto the.
Yeah, but I think he's saying you're more wife-coded, as if you're more like a wife than I am. I think that's what he's saying.
I want to be more like a wife.
But that's what I'm saying. The transition just doesn't make sense because my wife's married to a wife, and then now I'm. It just it would be easier for you to come up.
It's a logistical thing.
Yeah.
What do I have to do? If I joined and made a polycule, that would be logistically easier, is what you're saying.
Yeah. What do I have to do? I'm just saying the paperwork.
Right.
I'm illiterate. I can't read the paperwork, but just trust the paperwork.
That's okay.
Yeah. What do I have to do to be more wife-coded?
Oh, Kurt, you will never be a wife-coded.
You have to own so many more puppets for that. That's crazy.
White nationalist wife is crazy.
True. Actually true.
You can maybe try to be like a trad wife or something, Kirk. I don't know. I'm not sure.
They're basically saying that if you were sent back in time with Big Soda, that he's more likely to become a sex slave and you're more likely to die.
That's probably a compliment, I guess.
Yeah,
maybe. I guess
I could start the lawnmower, so I would be somewhat useful.
Anyway,
I told you, Big Soda, that I know how to start lawnmowers. Okay, I told you that. You even asked me to describe it, and I was right about it. You tried to test me that I could start a lawnmower. Terrible.
Time.
You got to pull the thingy, right, Confluent?
You got to pull the thingy, and sometimes you got to push a little button on the side.
Do you know what the thingy is called? Do you know what that button is for?
I don't know. The fucking ripcord.
What else you might have to do?
I gave it 2 names, Confluent.
That gives it more gas when it's like doesn't have enough juice in it.
I gave it 2 names. You should know that. You should know. I gave it 2 names. What did I call it?
I think you called it the thingy.
I did not call it the thingy.
And I think you called it the ripcord. I think I already said the 2 names.
The starter rope.
Or a pull cord.
Or a pull cord. Yep.
Oh, I'm sorry. You guys are playing semantics, okay? But I could still pull the thingy, and I could press the button, and I could start a fucking lawnmower. Okay?
To be fair, that the ripcord thing is a slang for it, but I don't think anyone actually calls it
based.
that.
I just can't. I was just off the dome.
It's better than pulling the thingy.
True. You don't want to pull no
At least look, okay, it doesn't look. Most people back in the day, if I went back in time, I mean, I guess there's no lawnmowers, but they didn't have 5th grade reading levels anyway. Okay, Brandon.
Yeah, they couldn't read it. It'd be. Yeah. I fit in.
All right. Do you want me to answer the question too now, or no?
Yeah, go ahead, Alex, and bifurcate it, please.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you.
I don't think it's immoral. And I think it probably can work. It just would be a rare case where it does.
Yeah.
No. Hey, no crosstalk, Kirk.
Well, you guys will crosstalk.
Yeah, I imagine it would. I don't think it could be like 2 people with one person, and have to be all 3 together.
Okay. Now my turn?
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, I think that from a Jewish perspective, it's immoral for a woman to have multiple men, but it's okay for a man to have multiple women. But in practice, neither works, so it should not happen in practice. And I don't think the law should recognize such marriages. But in Utah, I think it should be allowed because it's already part of the culture there. So I don't know. Maybe from a legal perspective, but it's not a good practice.
The Mormons give up multiple wives a long time ago, Kirk. Slandering the Mormons.
Well, they still do
Jewish
it. They just don't marry
Most Mormons don't do it. Okay, the vast
Yeah,
majority
I
of
don't
Mormons
listen to
do not.
nonsense.
Sure, that's what they say. That's what they say.
That
You're
is
right.
what they say. You guys ever heard of soaking before? Okay, you can look that up on your own time. That's not for me. Soaking, yeah. Anyway, don't forget about me. You guys want to know my opinion, right? I'm valid. I'm a human being with real feelings. So my opinion is on a moral level. Of course, I think it's degenerate. I think we should never do it. Obviously. On a functional level, I would say what I kind of said before, that I think maybe it's possible if it's closed polyamory for it to possibly work in theory. I don't think an open relationship could ever work. And I think the optimal is obviously 1 man and 1 woman. But I can at least concede that if I'm bifurcating, as I prompted you guys to do, if I bifurcate my morals off of it, and you did have a finite number, less than a Dunbarian number of people, then maybe it could somehow work and everyone can love each other and stuff, even though I think that is like not a good thing, but it might be functionally possible.
Holy shit, you just referenced Dunbar's number, and I got that from the video about nationalism. Did you watch that video about nationalism I sent?
I did not, no.
Okay, because that's crazy, because I just posted that recently.
That's not the only place that number exists.
Yeah, we've talked about Dunbar's number a few times.
Dunbar's my number, and just saying, I heard about it originally from the video.
This is awful.
Say more, evil tabernacle.
I'm just saying, do not lend good tabernacle any money.
Oh, yeah, he's terrible at that. Yeah,
I already did.
He'll fuck you over in a second.
Even I would believe me more if
I'm
you
like
had a puppet.
$5,000 in the hole to fucking good tabernacle. Okay, never seeing a cent of that back. He thinks he's so cool because he drives a bike and he rides an Audi. So you think he's good for the loan, but he's really not. He's really not.
I am curious.
200 credit score.
I'm half black, so I get half of mine taken off, no matter how well I do.
Wait, so are you black tabernacle or are you white tabernacle right now? Or do you not divide it like that?
Well, he's evil tabernacle. What does that tell you?
Well, I'm clearly the white one.
I'm just asking for him to,
I'm Prussian.
So he's the wasp tabernacle. Okay, got it.
What? Wasp? What?
Well, you're German, that's not wasp, because wasp means
I'm not German, Kirk, you son of a bitch. I'm Prussian.
Prussian is German.
He did say that.
You son of a... Oh, my God.
What was Immanuel Kant Prussian or German? Well, he was both.
Am I Immanuel Kant?
You're German. But you're not easy... Okay, take it away. Prussian or not wasp? Prussian or not wasp? Confluence, why do you say wasp?
They're wasp adjacent, okay?
Anglo-Saxon?
No. Yeah, Anglo-Saxon adjacent, okay?
Anglo-Saxon is from England. That doesn't mean from.
Yeah, adjacent. Do you know what adjacent means? You know, Anglo-Saxon coded. You know, do I need to speak more like Zoomer language for you?
I might be adjacent to your stepmom, but you know.
Bro, Confluence doesn't know how the French interact with the people from Norway.
I speak infinitely more French than you do, Keelan. Okay, both your evil side and your good side. So don't add me the French shit.
Can you read
French in high school, bitch?
I read Le Petit Prince in its original language. How many of you can say that? Okay, how many of you?
Can you read Hebrew or Yiddish?
Nobody gives a shit, Kurt.
Nobody gives a shit, Kurt.
To a French band, they would hit you over the head with a.
I'm just asking out of curiosity. Can you read Hebrew or Yiddish, Confluence?
Out of curiosity, do you have that common skill of reading Hebrew Yiddish?
Kirk, unironically, I probably know Hebrew more than you do. I'm going to go on a limb.
Okay,
I'm going to go on a limb and say that.
Do you know I do? Did you give me a pat on the head? Did you know I do?
I can't read Yiddish, but I can read Hebrew. But can you read Hebrew or Yiddish, Confluence?
You can read Hebrew.
Yes.
Let's test
it. So if I test you, and I pull up a Hebrew word, you'll be able to tell me what that word is. Or do you just mean you can say the sounds?
I can say the sounds.
Okay, so that's not what most people mean when they say read, right?
Well, no, I didn't say I speak it. I said I read it. That is what reading means. I can read the letters.
But you can't understand. Just like I guess your other reading, so it tracks.
It's reading without the comprehension.
The task of reading.
But anyway, Confluence, can you read either Hebrew or Yiddish? Yes or no?
Yeah. Oh, and the way you mean?
Whoa.
Yes, I can read Hebrew.
Okay.
But okay, Kirk, I'm just gonna do just to make sure. I mean, this should be easy for you. This is not a hard thing, but I just have to make sure. And I hope this doesn't give the answer. Let me make sure it doesn't. I don't think it does. Okay, what's this word?
Mayim.
Do you know what it means? It's very
water, I believe.
Oh, based. Oh, you're right, Kirk. You're right. Okay.
What about Shoah?
That means Holocaust.
Yeah, another Shoah. Bagels went up 50 cents.
I want to try. Do you know what a Tagalucat is?
No.
Did you hear what I said?
Nematode.
I heard what you said.
What did I say?
Tagalucat.
Take a look at these nuts.
Oh, Daddy!
Dude, this is literally the most retarded
Holy shit.
Kirk dived in
Was that Keelan?
The one time Keelan called me in VC, like actually called me. I was at the supermarket, and that's why he called me. He called me multiple times, thought bro was in trouble, and that's what he asked me. He asked me about the Tagaloo cat, and then says, "Take a look at these nuts," and then hangs up. What the fuck just happened to me?
Fucking
I mean, you could test and read it. You could create a whole Hebrew page, and I think I could read it.
Okay, don't threaten me with a good time.
I'm pretty sure. I mean, I'm rusty, so I might not be able to.
Once.
But I did read Hebrew, a whole Torah portion for my bar mitzvah.
Did a Jewish man touch your dick then too?
The long pause confirms it.
Yeah.
That was for you, Kirk.
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna prepare a sentence for you.
Okay. And if I can't read it, I'll take the L. But I'm pretty sure I can. It's been a while though.
Okay. I think it's. Okay, I think this isn't showing any of this. So read the top Google thing.
Ranahad di Haman Hashvim al Z.
Say it again.
Is that Hano Heed?
We don't have a frame of reference to fact check if he's doing it right or not.
Well, I actually have some idea.
Haomo. I'm definitely butchering this. Hashvim al Z. C.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That is good. This is the Noahide is kind of gay if you think about it. And so I love that homo, that actually I guess means gay, because this is what hey I can't remember this fucking letter. Oh, what I can't Kirk, what's this fucking letter?
I don't know the names of the letters. I just know how to pronounce them.
Oh my god, I'm retarded right now. Hey something, but this is the O sound. The O sound. So homo is, I guess that means gay. And I guess this means Noahide, which probably makes sense. I guess.
Yeah, Noahide, the homo Hashvim Alti.
Yeah, okay. So Kirk can at least pronounce it. And he knew what water was, okay? Which is pretty good.
I knew what water was. But
not water, it's agua.
But the reason I asked was just because I think Christians should learn how to read Hebrew, because Christians who learn how to read Hebrew know their Bible better. And, I don't know any Greek, but if you believe in the New Testament, then probably knowing it in Greek is probably good as well.
I think there's like there's some level of functional Hebrew to at least like kind of understand what you're, but not in any. I don't think you need it enough. Oh, Volve, that's what it is. What the fuck? Why could I fucking remember that? Holy shit! Oh, good to see Diane. How's that when the original language of the Bible were also Greek and Aramaic? Well, Aramaic is written the same as Hebrew, and it's the only parts of the Bible that's written in Aramaic is sections of Daniel. Otherwise, it's entirely Greek and Hebrew. And again, Aramaic is written the exact same as Hebrew. But Diane, you should join the panel if you think about it.
Isn't that
so? I am curious, Confluence.
Yeah, I like to call her Diane because otherwise they'll say her name that she doesn't like to be called. So
when you were
kind of stick. Daria doesn't stick to my head.
Have you ever studied Bayesianism, Confluence?
Only to the extent that I took a statistics in psychological research course. That's like basically the entire extent.
Well, so as I understand it, Bayesianism is the idea that you have a prior, belief in the credence of a hypothesis, and you update it with new evidence, right?
Okay.
That's right?
He just wants you to pat him on the head. Yes, Kirk.
I thought my understanding was something else. Now I gotta freaking Google it.
That's what a physicist who believes in Bayesian inference told me, but I could be misunderstanding.
Okay, maybe that's true. I think there's a lot of things named Bayesian. I mean, Keelan is probably the best person to ask about this. He probably has more stats than all of us combined, I'm assuming.
I want my friend who has a PhD in math to join because he would know a shit ton about it.
So Bayes' theorem is basically you have a prior probability, then you update that prior probability with new evidence that you would expect from given a certain thing. So, for example, I increase my belief that exercising is healthy as I see new evidence that exercising is correlated with health, given my prior probability that exercise is correlated with health. Right?
Okay.
Is that what the internet is saying?
Well, I don't know. I'm thinking of like something else. I'm thinking of like a Bayesian analysis or something.
Okay, but what's the internet
That's
saying?
what I'm thinking of.
I don't know what you guys are talking. I think they're talking about Bayesian.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, a statistical framework that uses Bayes' theorem to update the probability of hypothesis or parameter as new evidence becomes available.
So yes, I was right.
I think so.
Okay.
From what I'm reading.
Because that's kind of my understanding is that it's used in. But are you familiar? But didn't you say you haven't read any of Popper's writings? Because he was famously critical of Bayesianism.
Don't think so. Doesn't sound familiar. Wait, do you mean Carl?
Yeah, Karl Popper.
Okay, yeah, I've read some, but it's been a fucking. It's like so long ago. Once you're my age, you'll look back at your schooling and it'll feel like a distant memory, Kirk, which is the sad truth of it, unfortunately. But
I've read a little bit of the logic of scientific discovery that he wrote, and in that logic of scientific discovery, Karl Popper argues that Bayesianism, like inductivism in general, is wrong because he argues we should move to falsificationism because you can never really prove a theory right, you can only disprove it. And I don't know what my perspective is because I think science does practically rely on induction, but I don't think you can prove induction. So I think perhaps, maybe falsificationism is a better alternative.
This is like straying away from the polyamory discussion. So can you tie this in while I cannot see you guys, but I can hear you. Someone steer it back to polyamory, and everyone convince Diane to join while I'm gone. Okay, everyone start at the same time.
Diane, please join so we don't have to listen to Kirk ramble about
Daria.
Nobody cares about.
Join.
What?
Join.
What do you mean nobody cares about?
Danielle, join.
Daria, I have questions about Belarus.
It was a very, very straightforward statement, Kirk.
But some people do care about that.
Yeah, the nobody wasn't absolute. It was general. That's very easy to figure out for being an autist.
I have questions for you about Belarus, Daria.
Yeah, I have questions for you about working on MTV.
Well, we're waiting.
Yeah, what's good?
MTV, I don't know.
Kirk, you're trying to speedrun the bullying. I see it. You went an alt-right shift the other night to try to say like, oh, this is just another face I can put on, the bully. It doesn't work like that. You're not actually learning the lesson that I'm trying to teach you here. So now I'm going to get more aggressive.
But I'm not. It's not about learning a lesson. It's that I'm not alt-right, and I support. I support what I support.
He thinks protectionism is good for the economy.
That's because he's stupid.
I'm against tariffs. No, I don't support protectionism.
That's anonymous. Tariffs in a long-term strategy could be protectionism, but tariffs in a short-term strategy are just a tactic against somebody not practicing in fair practice. It's a way to punish people.
Daria, sounds like you got 20 minutes to freaking join the panel. I mean, come on, where would you rather be on a fucking Wednesday? Is it Wednesday?
No,
a fucking Wednesday night. Okay.
Also, I'm confused. I thought I asked if you read Popper before, but you said you didn't. But now you say you have.
Not. Well, it depends what you mean. I haven't read full works. Obviously, it's one of those. I'm gonna pull a you, Kirk, and say I've read excerpts. No,
I actually have read the book, The Logic of Scientific Discovery. Not all of it, but a lot, like chapters of it.
You said Papa?
So excerpts is what you would say. Would you
describe those chapters? As chapters. Have you read chapters of his writings?
Diane, my crab-eyed cousin, how's it going?
I don't have crab eyes.
Yeah, that's what I used to say until everyone told me I had crab eyes.
I'm
Okay.
curious, have you also read chapters, Confluence?
Daria.
I've read excerpts, young
No,
Kirky
chapters.
boy.
Have you read chapters? Yes or no?
I don't fucking know. It's so long ago. Again, if you get to my age and your degree was when you were in your early 20s, you too will forget the vast majority of what you fucking read.
I thought you were in your early 30s.
I am. I closed my degree when I was like, I don't know, 22 or 23 or something like that degree, the psych degree.
How old are you now?
That's like I'm like between 32 and 34. Okay, so that's like it's a decade.
33? Okay.
So that's a decade since I closed that degree. So that's a long time. Like again, if Keelan asked me about calculus 2, I know almost like I fucking know. It's like I got fucking 98 on my final exam in Calc 2. 98. I missed one fucking question about squeeze theorem when I was trying to fucking prove it. I messed up the fucking proof a little bit. Okay, but if Keelan asked me this shit now, be nothing. It's almost all gone. You know, it is true. If you don't use it, you lose it.
Squeeze theorem? What are you, retarded? Everyone knows what that is.
You have to prove it though, and I fucked the proof up.
The only good thing about Calc 2 is infinite series and sequences. But Daria, What the fuck is up with Belarus? Why does the Russian government control them?
Because Russia controls many of its neighbors.
Would you say it's a puppet government? If only I had a puppet to pull out at that moment. Fuck. That'd be so cool.
How do you know this?
Making a sex joke now during a mass political and sovereign.
I'm not making a sex joke. There were a lot of puppets on the panel. You missed it. There was multiple actual puppets on panel. Like, this is a true statement. This is not an innuendo. There's a lot of puppets on panel.
Question. Maybe you haven't done due
Russian
diligence.
Orthodox Church outside of Russia, so I don't personally work for Vladimir Putin. So just to clarify, in case there's some.
You have a Russian adjacent name at the very least. At the very least, adjacent.
Daria is a Russian name, is it? Da?
I mean, you're
I'd like to know about the ancestry that brought you to Canada.
Yeah, so I'm a third generation Brit, and I also have a grandmother from Germany. So
this is why we're related, by the way.
Technically, through her, I'm a fourth generation German because her parents are the ones that immigrated here. I'm 3/4 British and 1/4 German, and one of my grandparents came here on, I think, the Mayflower it was. So
why is your name?
Fuck the ancestry. Fuck the ancestry. Daria, I think I'm angry at you. I think maybe. Can I pick your brain to find if I'm mad at you?
Is it because it took me only 5 months to get monetized? Is that why you're angry? Did it take you more? Is that what?
Shit, I'm on like 2 years.
It took me 1 year to get to full monetization, which was 1,000 subs and 400 watch hours or whatever, or 2,000 watch. I can't remember what it took me a year. I just champagne pop. It's on video, okay? So talk to me when you reach full monetization status. Okay?
I'll shut my mouth on that point.
Yeah, that's right. I get those watch ads. Okay. Oh yeah. So why I'm angry? Okay. So I don't know. So I saw Beth post a debate. Okay. I don't know if it's even happened yet. I'm not going to lie to you.
It's happening on the 5th.
Is the Narcan debate? Because that's what I'm angry about. Are you against average people having Narcan?
No, I'm in support of it.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not angry at you then. I just
Yeah.
I misread that one.
The satanic, she said once that she's a satanic witch. The one that supported eugenics, including up to and insofar as poor people and also black people in our eugenics debate. And I went against that, and now she would also like to debate me on Narcan being available. She thinks her position is this: she thinks that it should not be made available to the general public. Notably because, in her words, schmug addiction is a sign of weakness, and we should just let them just boop.
Well,
oh my gosh. Okay, I thought that was, I misread what I thought that was your position, and I was like, that's a fucking crazy position to hold. Okay.
Of course not. I'm a Christian.
Well, she's
that's what I was thinking. I was like, that's okay.
You're a lawyer, right? And to my understanding, weren't there a lot of lawyers involved with regards to the opioid debate in general? Like, if I'm saying, isn't Narcan that's like a nasal opioid thing?
It's also administered through a needle, but the primary methodology and the most trusted methodology, because it doesn't require any form of medical training, would be the inhalant version of Narcan, aka naloxone. Yes,
I imagine that intersects with legal concerns as well, like the law of like medicine and stuff.
Well, yes and no. So the government has made these things widely available, right? In Canada, there's been public funding towards having these supplies available to individuals with a very short training session. So I would assume, insofar as like something were to go wrong, particularly it could go wrong with the needle version, not the inhalant, because Narcan doesn't have the ability to cause people to overdose. Then that blame would be deviated onto the government for inadequate training, because there is no formal education system for this widely available opioid relief system.
Would you agree? I don't want to tell me if I was spoiling any of your debate stuff, but I would even say with the needle version, I mean, what what's the like? But like in the same risk of an EpiPen, that it's also like an intramuscular injection. Like what is the risk of this? You know what I mean? Like is there a risk like besides the fact that it's pointy?
It's a bit different than an epinephrine needle. Have you seen it?
I mean, yeah.
Hey, my dudes know how to handle rigs out there. Don't you worry about that.
Well, what would you say is that? What would you say is the difference? It depresses the same way. It's intramuscular the same way. Like
So
the
they
drug
don't really-
obviously is different, but
No, but okay. So there's a couple things. Like the needle stick injury is the primary one, right?
Right.
It's primarily
The
related
pointiness
to
of it.
the rescue, but it could also be like if they put it in a vein, right, by accident, and they strike a vein or an artery. Like obviously that's detrimental to the person that's receiving the dosage.
Is it? What happens if naloxone enters a vein?
No, it's not about the naloxone itself. It's about the methodology for insertion, right? Like if you were to like strike a vein wrong and like rip open an artery with the needle stick, like, do you understand how needle injuries can occur?
Yeah, but
that's overblown.
What is going to
happen?
That's a very rare thing.
What
That's
is
probably-
gonna agree.
Unless you're stabbing yourself in the armpit or the neck.
Why are you arguing with? You asked her what are the risks, and she's trying to tell you.
My junkies know how to handle fucking needle.
Isn't there a risk of like? Hold on.
More than nurses.
Isn't there a risk of like? Because it only works for a while, right? And once it's gone, whatever's in your system is still there.
Yeah. It's got a very short half-life. So that's the problem. If you're on a long half-life opioid, it can kick out the opioids and then you can still overdose after. And especially the other risk, but I mean none of this
Or
is
somebody
the
might take more
anti-Narcan.
because
That's the risk because you're in what's called precipitated withdrawal when you wake up because all your fucking opioid receptors have been fucking dumped. And then so you think you need more, then you use more because you're in precipitated withdrawal, and then the Narcan wears off, and then the opiates you're on originally kick in, and now you're like using double opioids, and now you're fucked. But but if someone's injecting you with Narcan, you're obviously like passed out, you're dying anyway. So I don't know if you're really like in a risk state. You know what I mean?
Who's not calling 911, right? After the person's been injected or has inhaled narc. Who the heck would do that? Who would just like give it to them?
So many fucking junkies,
people.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
So many people have died that way, where people are just they don't know, because most people have like most cities have laws, right? Where as I'm sure you know, you're paralegal, so you definitely know where like you're not going to be at fault if you call 911, but junkies are not exactly booked up on this, so they will absolutely. I mean, there's been so many cases in my city alone where people just let someone fucking die because they're like they think if they call 911, cops are going to get involved, right?
I understand the argument. The concern is that it might cause them to actually OD, even though they're already ODing. They might OD even harder. Okay, so let me ask.
Wait, how can Narcan make you OD more?
Just a sec. I've only got 10 minutes and 44 seconds. Okay, let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
What is the greater potential harm, just generally speaking, of having this technology? I call it technology, but we all know it's a medical instrument, right? Having it available, right? Would you assume that the greater deaths are from having it available and like somebody misusing it and then like ODing even more than they already OD'd? Or would you assume that it would be more risky to just let them OD and not have the option available to save them?
Obviously the latter is more risky. I think the empirics are. Well, that's why I was angry when I thought you were arguing against this. I think it's fucking. The only good argument is like a psychopathic one. You just like let all these people die.
I win.
This is where
you should win. This should be like a fucking the easiest debate of your fucking life. In my opinion.
Hold on. I wanted to ask that. I wanted to ask the dynamics of the prompt. Is this about something like the state shouldn't do it? Maybe it should be left up to charities or something? Or is this just flat out no Narcan? It's a bad thing. Get rid of it.
So I will redo the exact prompt that we agreed upon because I don't want there to be any kind of like minced words here. Let me go to it. So the prompt is Narcan should not be in the possession of or administered by anyone other than medical professionals. That is the prompt, right? And I put in brackets because this is very lengthy, but we both agreed on it. Understanding that by that, we mean nurses and doctors in clinical facilities.
Well, this is exactly the thing is that I think this does relate confluence to what I was talking about earlier with like Bayesian updating, where we have a high prior that giving them Narcan's a good idea, so that means we increase our likelihood of believing that than not giving them Narcan.
I think in my opinion, the strongest argument possibly against it, besides a psychopathic argument, is to say that the more Narcan is available, then, and I'm not saying this is true, but hypothetically, you could maybe make some steel man that if there's Narcan available, then junkies will take more risk behavior. They might go closer to the overdose because they have this belief that there's Narcan present, so I can fucking be nodding off. And it's fine if I do end up crossing that threshold and I have respiratory depression, my friend's going to stab me with Narcan. So they might use more drugs than they otherwise would if there was no Narcan, because they feel like they have the safety net.
But from an Occam's razor perspective,
how smart is this person you're debating against?
She is. I mean, have you seen my eugenics debate? I'm judging that you probably haven't.
I haven't. I don't get a lot of time to watch stuff, unfortunately.
Against this, what's her name? Witchy something?
Witchy Bishy. I would say that she's a pretty intelligent. It's her points that are morally bankrupt on certain things.
Well, she's arguing that you should have medicine behind the counter that you can't just buy over the counter because it's too dangerous to allow people to have without a doctor's consent. Which opiates
isn't dangerous. This medication isn't dangerous inherently.
Yeah, I imagine that's going to be the crux of your debate.
Why do we watch Kirk's dumbass fucking debates about the Trinity when Dari is out here debating witches about shit?
I didn't know about this eugenics one. Dari, can you
the confluence?
Of course.
The steelman you made doesn't really work because if we're taking an Occam's razor perspective, what's more assumptions? The idea that they're going to do this thing just to get access to Narcan, or the idea that giving them access to Narcan will be good?
No. There's no Narcan. You can't. Narcan is not a recreational substance. You cannot get high off Narcan. There's.
No, but I'm saying from an Occam's razor, you're misunderstanding my point. I'm saying from an Occam's razor perspective, the idea that we shouldn't give them Narcan because they'll experiment with drugs because they think Narcan's available is less likely from an Occam's razor, like Bayesian perspective, because it's more assumptions.
You're saying terms that make no sense in this. Like applying Occam's razor, this makes no sense. We'd have to look at empirics on this.
It doesn't
make any sense.
Yes, it does, because I'm saying from an Occam's razor perspective, it's more assumptions to assume that they'll take drugs in order to get access to Narcan.
First of all, Kirk, you are not understanding the argument. My argument is that I'm not saying people are going to seek out fucking heroin or fentanyl because the steel man, which again I don't think this is a good, but it's the best steel man I can make, is that people that are already using heroin will use more heroin and be less afraid of death because they're like, hey, if I'm with people and there's Narcan beside me, or people will think they can self-administer Narcan and they'll be like, okay, I might use more because I got my trusty Narcan with me or my friends with me, and surely he'll use me, and so maybe use it on me. So maybe there's like some impetus to use more of the drug you're already using.
But what I'm saying is that's just not likely. I'm saying that doesn't have a high Bayesian prior because of the fact that
nothing you're saying makes any sense, Kirk.
But you haven't even let me make my point, and that's the thing. You say no, you haven't.
We're talking about people and what people do. You have to make an argument based on what people do. You can't just shoe in a bunch of random fucking terms.
Yeah.
Okay.
People are people.
I don't really
want to get very high.
Right here myself, guys.
From a
I don't want to spoil your steal your thunder, or spoil the what you're gonna say.
But yeah, I do have some studies that basically show like it doesn't actually increase the usage, like from NIH and whatnot, and also from the National Institute on Drug Abuse. And I'm also able to find some studies now, so thanks for turning my mind to it, because it is next week with respect to like witnesses and that reducing deaths in and of itself. So I think I've got a really good argument, but I mean, I don't like to just assume that I'm going to win a debate because anything can happen in a debate, right?
Yeah.
My opponent could take an argument that I have no clue that they would ever take, and I can be left basically scrambling to find a rebuttal. Or to just call them an idiot, if appropriate, as I kind of did during my debate against Zach.
Based on what you said, it's probably just going to be some like black belt thing of like just letting everyone die. That's a drug addict. Based on the eugenics thing you said. So
the thing that I'm trying to say is there's a higher likelihood. There's a higher likelihood that giving them Narcan is better than not giving them Narcan because of the fact that it's more likely that the Narcan will do good than that has a higher Bayesian prior to the Bayesian prior that it's going to be bad for them.
You would need empirics for that, which those empirics exist. So I agree with you, but I don't agree with how you're getting to that conclusion, which is using Occam's razor and Bayesian inference. I don't think that makes any fucking sense. You'd have to know.
Empirics is Bayesian inference by definition.
I know, but you don't know any of that. You're just saying this stuff. You know, it's not like you've looked at any of this research. Freaking Diane has, so you know that makes sense. But you have no idea what you're talking about, Kurt.
But
So I'm just saying, you're having a correct conclusion by wrong means.
But from an Occam's razor perspective, it's a higher likelihood that people are going to react well to a drug that saves lives than people are going to, do extra risky things to possibly OD because they think Narcan's available. That has a higher likelihood.
You're like not even wrong, Kirk. You're not even wrong. Like what you're like out of what you're even talking about. Like you have no, like that could go in either way. There's no Occam's razor that's applicable here.
It's
like,
not a saying this for a fourth time. I'm right and you're wrong. Period. End of conversation.
You were not right on this. You're right in your conclusion. You're not right in any of the methodology you're using.
It's not right. It's not right to say that it's more assumptions to assume that someone will take Narcan because they think it's available than not. That's more of an assumption.
You are muted, Kirk. We have a mute.
No.
from
Daddy Diz for 5 minutes, which I understand is going to probably be Paige's whole. Or
I'm just going to unmute myself. What are you going to do?
You got 2 minutes and 18 seconds.
You were muted, Kirk. We respect the donos. We respect the hustle. Okay. But yeah, I mean, do you think that's a good argument?
I'm going to mute myself. What are you going to do?
All right, I switched back to my other YouTube account after donating to shut Kirk up for a bit.
Oh, that was you, Tyler. I forgot. I knew I recognized that fucking name. But Diane, do you think Kirk's argument holds any weight? I don't think it personally does. I agree with his conclusions, but
I don't even know where Kirk is going with that argument, to be honest. I don't think it relates to statistics. I don't think it's practical in terms of the actual real life application of the drug. And I'm just left with my my two paddles, and I'm like holding them up, and I'm like, "Where's the lake? You know, show me the lake, Kirk. I got a canoe, Kirk."
That's fair. Okay, so when is your debate? Because you said you have 2 minutes left. When and where? Is it your channel? Is it someone else's channel? No, it's Beth. It's Beth. Beth is moderating. I already knew that, right?
So the time frame it'll be on June the 5th. And let me just double check the actual time frame. So it will be at 6 p.m. EST. It will primarily be on Best, but I will be restreaming it. So feel free to check that out. I've also sent the link to my eugenics chat or eugenics debate in the back chat.
Eugenics chat.
Eugenics
Why
chat.
am I not invited to this?
On Discord. Everybody's a part of it. It's like a hot thing. If you'd like to review that, I'd welcome the viewership. I mean, look.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got a lot to deal with. I can't brag above you until I beat you at subscribers. So I've got to get them.
You get like fucking 30 to 50 concurrent. So you're gonna overshadow me very quickly. But you got that Crucible. You got that Crucible bonus, so that you're kind of like cheating. Okay, like actually cheating.
I'm not naive to that. I understand that moderating for Andrew and building that type of an audience that I did for over 2 years, and also going on Sarah the tomato, if you really count that, and debating on hers before I actually started my own channel. I think that's really given me a momentum I wouldn't ordinarily have on my own. So obviously W to Andrew and Rachel for that, and I mean I guess a small W to Sarah for the exposure because I did all of my original debates on hers.
Hey, that's nice enough that at least
a W to you as well, because I mean, yeah, you host good panels. You control a panel way better than I ever could, and so yeah, I mean, I watch your panels, and so I mean, if I watch them, and I'm not watching you, I didn't even know you were a fucking mod for Andrew until like a month ago or something. So
I don't really like to advertise it. I don't want to like bank on that. Like people know me if they know me from there, but I have a different account from there, and I don't really promote it. So. Thank you, Confluence, for promoting my channel.
Yeah, always. And the Confluence channel will, of course, be reacting to the debate probably the next day after it happens. So, we'll be giving our raw and honest feedback.
Thank you. I look forward to your scathing remarks.
Yeah, we'll see if Kirk is there to give his Bayesian inference.
Am I muted now?
Gentlemen, always a pleasure. God bless you all. And until next time.
God bless you. Take care, Diane.
Not yet, Kirk.
Yeah, when did this dono come in? Oh yeah, you still got a minute. Easy there.
Yeah, he's cheated twice. You should add 2 minutes to it. That's what
he's like. Who's gonna stop me?
Yeah, that false arrogance.
Kirk does that sometimes. Every so often, he'll get really he'll try to try on. Kirk is very identity coded. He'll try to hype himself up and be like, "You shut the fuck up. No, you listen to me." But it only lasts 5 seconds. It's kind of a feat, but it's fine. We love you for it, Kirk.
Yeah, all the intimidation of a fucking teddy bear.
Yeah, Jared. Yeah, and then Jared Speaks will have to react to my reaction. Yes, the infinite chain of reactions. Jared Speaks has done a whole fucking takedown of the Confluence panel before. Okay, so he might do it again.
Why doesn't anyone mute me or try to kick me?
Because you're not rude as a guest here for a limited time.
Yeah, you're not retarded enough, and you're not spurgy. You have to be either more retarded or more spurgy. You're not going to get muted if you're not one of those two things. Preferably if you're both. That's when you get the most mutes. Kirk, you are unmuted, by the way. Not that.
But anyway, Confluence.
Always
can you explain how I'm wrong? Can you, if you can't explain how I'm wrong, then I'm wrong.
I can't explain how you're wrong because you're not dealing with any of the boots on the ground reality. It could be, let's say it was. I'm not saying this is the case, but let's say it was with opioids that when you use a certain dose that's safe, let's say it feels just only kind of good.
You're not understanding my point. You're not understanding my point.
Can you let me finish? And then you tell me why I'm wrong. Okay, so you asked me, Kirk, to explain why I thought you were wrong. So if you want to then tell me why I'm wrong, you have to let me say my point, and then you can say your point. Okay, so you were just punting to Occam's razor and stuff that isn't related to the actual statistics on Narcan. And I'm saying you're wrong because it could be the case that maybe a small amount of opioids make you feel kind of good, but maybe if you really max to the close of overdose, let's say that feels incredible, way better than a safe dose. And so in that case, then people that are already addicted and already are chasing this will be incentivized to go as close to that point as possible. And if you have this thing called Narcan that you think can save you, you might use it more. And so all of the statistics go out the window, or not the statistics, but all of the Occam's razor and what's more likely, that goes out the window. It just depends on what situation we're actually talking about. So I guess you think that's wrong, and mute whoever was feeling left out of being muted. I'm a benevolent man. Keelan, you're for your first mute. Keelan's mute. Keelan, it is my honor to bestow you. Thank you, Jared. Keelan, you are muted. You cuck loser for 5 fucking minutes. Get fucking wrecked, Keelan. Evil Keelan.
I'm not disagreeing necessarily with what you're saying. What I'm saying is it's simple as this. We have empirical evidence that Narcan dissuades people who are addicted from drugs from continuing to do drugs, right? It's safe.
No. What you just said. I don't mean to interrupt you, but do you know what Narcan is?
I thought Narcan was a substitute for opioids.
No, see, this is what I was saying. You have no idea what you're talking about. This is why I was saying you're thinking of methadone or Suboxone. Narcan is not an opioid replacement. What it does is it kicks this is going to be a layman's thing. It kicks the opioids out of your fucking receptors. You can't get high off it. Narcan is included in Suboxone, but that's a confusing thing because they're trying to make it so you can't get high off it by injecting it. But yeah, it basically will kick. So if someone is overdosing, you inject them with Narcan and the opiates will leave the receptors and they won't have respiratory depression. If you use Narcan, Kirk, you're not going to feel anything. It's not an opioid replacement. You're thinking of methadone or Suboxone. Narcan is just simply to reverse an opioid overdose. Okay,
but even then, that's compatible with the Bayesian argument that we should provide it, because if it's safer, because if it kicks the opioids out of the receptors, that means that you're less likely to overdose, right?
Yes, yeah.
So my argument is this, because it's let me finish my thing, please.
Okay.
Since it's safer to not overdose by taking Narcan than it is to overdose, that's statistically more likely to save lives, given that empirical fact, than if you have it where you don't give it to people, because people it's more assumptions to assume people are going to take risky things and try to overdose because Narcan is available.
Well, I want to say something because I misspoke. So Narcan, it's not like Narcan is not something you just take. You can't, if you're an opioid addict, if you're already dependent on opioids and you take Narcan, you will have a very bad day. Narcan is not something, it's not I'm just trying to explain how this drug works. It's not something you can just take as like a precaution to stop an overdose. Narcan will kick all of the opioids out of your system. It'll cause something that's called precipitated withdrawal, which is, you know how people, if they're addicted to opioids or alcohol and they stop taking that substance, if they're dependent on it, they'll go through withdrawal, right? Their body needs that thing now, and now they'll have like a bunch of untoward symptoms. And so Narcan will cause that effect if you take it. So no opioid addict is using it. It's not like a maintenance thing. It's not something you use every day. It's something you only use if you're already overdosing. If someone is already passed out, if you find somebody on the street or your friend is passed out and they're turning gray, you can get Narcan and you can hit them with it to fucking resurrect their ass and fucking Lazarus them back to life. So it's not something you use to prevent an overdose. It's something you use in response to someone who's already like passed out and is like not breathing.
Okay,
yeah,
but then
it's like an EpiPen. They have a nasal spray and they have an intramuscular version of it.
Even then, which you didn't tell me beforehand, even then, we should still give people Narcan because of the fact that if someone's overdosing, they should have that option available. Because if they don't have that option available, there's no relief. But if they do have that option available, they're not going to overdose willy-nilly because they have Narcans available, because they're more rational than to do that.
Well, I think, again, I agree with your conclusion. I think your reasoning is terrible. That's my thing. So I think Narcan, of course, should be available to everybody. And in Canada, it is. I think it should be given out for free to everybody.
I don't think it should be for free because I don't think any medicine should be free. I think it should be left as a free market.
It's incredibly cheap. But I guess if you're gonna quibble about that, that's fine. But it's not an expensive thing, and it's only something you use again if you need to use it. It's not something you use as a maintenance thing. It's something you use like when you need it. Yeah, rage page is like super rage page is
that's the humanized
super black pilled. But yeah, it's like, I guess so. I agree with your conclusions, but yeah, it's like you were acting like people who are addicted and dependent are going to be super rational and are not going to opioid max. And I'm not saying, I think I agree with your conclusions. I think the benefits of Narcan way outweigh the possibility that someone's going to be like, hey, I can use even more opioids because if I do almost die, someone might save me. But your arguments, I don't think are good because like you're thinking that these are rational people that that are like, so, like, you're not, if you're buying street heroin that you don't know the amount of fentanyl it's mixed with, you're already playing risky games. You're not like that worried necessarily about if you already know it's a possibility. So you're saying these people are ultra rational people are never going to do something that could be like more risk to get more euphoria or to like numb pain more. And I'm saying that doesn't make any sense. So
I'm saying that assuming that they'll go out of their way because Narcan is available is an extra assumption.
Oh, Keelan is unmuted.
But even if you disagree with it, you acknowledge it's still an extra assumption that they would go out of their way to get it.
They're not. I don't know what you mean. Go out of their way to get what?
To get heroin because Narcan's available.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying they're already using heroin, and they might use, instead of using 30 milligrams, they might use 40 milligrams.
I'm saying that idea. What I'm saying is that's an extra assumption. What I'm saying is that's an extra assumption.
But I don't like, life doesn't work the way you're describing, Kirk. Like it just doesn't. Like there's a lot of.
I'm not describing it anyway. Is it an assumption? Yes or no? It's a binary. We can use Boolean logic for this. Yes or no?
Life just does not work in the way you're suggesting.
But is it an extra assumption?
Like it's an extra assumption to think that
yes, it's an extra assumption.
It is, but But it's like saying if you eat crack, is it an extra assumption that people will go buy a crack pipe because to smoke crack you'll like get more euphoria? That's an extra assumption, but it's a very correct assumption. So if you don't know anything about what you're talking about, you might think, oh, from Occam's razor, people must just eat crack, because it's an extra assumption to think that people go out of their way to purchase a crack pipe and put fucking Brillo in it and fucking try to smoke crack. But you would be surprised to learn that most people don't eat crack. Most people smoke it. Most people go and find a way to fucking smoke that shit. So like the stuff you're talking about, it's like, yeah, if we knew no information about how like any of this functions at all, then yes, that's a fair thing. But we do know how like junkies work. We know how addiction works. We know how dependency works. So I don't think it's like super accurate.
But I'm saying extra assumption means it has a lower Bayesian probability by definition.
I know, but do you understand my point with the crack? You could use the same argument if you knew nothing about crack to assume that people would not go out of their way to buy crack. It would still have a lower
Bayesian prior. Yes, it would have a lower Bayesian prior.
But you understand that would make no sense.
But we would still yes, it would make no sense after you've updated your Bayesian prior.
Right. So I'm asking you to, I guess, update your Bayesian prior to say that people might, and do try to go as close to the line of overdosing as possible.
But only if you provided controlled experiments, you gave people Narcan, and you provided empirics for that.
You don't need controlled experiments. I don't need controlled experiments to tell me people don't eat crack cocaine and instead they smoke it. I don't need a study. I don't need a double-blind study to tell me which one happens more. Like, you can cuck yourself with like empirics so much that you just deny all of reality. Do you understand? Do you understand that?
If someone showed empirics that people, when given Narcan, will take 40 instead of 30 milligrams of heroin, then yes, I would accept that.
Do you understand what I'm saying about the crack example, though? If you let's say there was no there probably isn't studies about if people prefer to eat crack or smoke it. You don't need a study. At a certain point, enough anecdotal evidence does amount to enough evidence to think that this is a reasonable thing. Do you get that? Would you grant me that you don't need a double-blind study to say
so I'm saying
something?
It's disanalogous. I'm saying it's disanalogous in this case because with people with Narcan, it's an extra variable, and so I'm saying I do think
the crack pipe. The crack pipe is an extra variable. How is it disanalogous? What's the symmetry breaker?
It's disanalogous because we do have good reason to suspect people use crack pipes.
Why do we? Why do we?
Because there is empirical evidence that people are more likely.
There's no studies on it. There's no
studies on like. I can provide you a study. You want a study?
Of a double blind that if people are given like eaten crack cocaine and smoke crack that they will like what do you're just going to provide a study that shows most people smoke crack cocaine, or like what are you trying to study? Imagine if it was
study. What do you think?
Keelan, and you're unmuted.
Study as in, a study which shows people are more likely to smoke it.
Right, but then I don't know. Yeah, I guess okay.
Or study. So what I'm saying is, if there was a study which showed we should not give people Narcan because of this reason, there would be empirics for that.
Okay, I guess we'll start by showing me a study comparing eating crack cocaine versus smoking it. Because you said you have one. You said you have one, right? So I guess send me the study.
What is even happening right now?
Nonsense. Fucking nonsense. That's what's happening.
So we're like, we don't disagree with our conclusions, but we're going to argue over how we got there. And the best arguments we have so far are nuh-uh.
No, I think that's a misread of what's happening. I don't know. I guess it depends what you mean by that.
Sorry, I'm evil.
But I think, you are evil, Keelan. But I guess I'm saying my argument is that we both agree with this, but I'm saying that Kirk's reasoning, I guess, and I understand this is an autistic rabbit hole to fall down, but I'm saying his reasoning is not correct in this case. He's getting to the right conclusion, but he's getting to it through faulty reasoning. That's my point. And you could say that's a nonsense point to argue, and that's fair. But I don't think he's coming to his conclusion from a good logical mindset. I think and I think it's a broader problem with Kirk in general, or he puts too much stock in not real life stuff, to put it like in a more like blunt colloquial sense, right? Which is what a lot of people say, which is like, oh, it doesn't have real world experience and stuff. And I understand how that sounds cucked, but I think this is an actual example of that, where 5 minutes ago, he thought that Narcan was an opioid replacement. You know, so it's like
Well, I'm not
the whole
familiar with
argument is
Narcan,
fucked.
but what do you're saying this is a general point? What's the general point?
The general point is that you think you can use stuff like Occam's razor in ways that you shouldn't use it, I guess, would be what I would say.
I
You
have a
think that you
question
could just
for
say,
Kurt.
this thing has one more assumption, and therefore I'm going to reject it whole cloth.
I'm not
because
saying
it
I'm
has an
going to reject
additional
it. I'm saying it has a lower Bayesian prior.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
have
saying.
a dead ass question for Kurt.
He was thinking before of like Suboxone or Methadone. Naloxone and Narcan, one is just the brand name for the other. Suboxone has naloxone in it, but it also has buprenorphine, which is the actual drug.
Kirk,
Good to
this
see
is
you,
a dead ass
by the way.
question. I'm being totally honest. I'm really curious. When you're saying this right now, are you do you believe you're proving something, or you're saying something is likely?
I'm saying something's likely.
I have no issue with what Kirk has said. No issue.
Okay, that's fine. You're fair to be wrong as well, Keelan.
If anything, like, this is the type of reasoning that leads you to do these sorts of studies, right?
Yeah, it's just I mean, if Kirk was just saying we should inquire on this, I don't think that. Okay, I saw a guy eat. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, you can eat crack. I mean, you'll get high off it, just not as high as you'll get if you smoke it. But but no, I don't. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I feel like Kirk. I feel like the way, this is what I'm going to say, Kirk. The way I think you're applying Occam's razor, I think, is you have way too much confidence in the success of these things, as if just by eliminating assumption that this is what the baseline should be. And I'm like barring some type of like study, and I'm saying you don't need a study. Like with the crack example, I've never looked at a study of people who eat versus smoke crack. I don't need to look at a study. I am very confident I am right that more people will, and that's an added assumption. They'll go. Well, it is because anecdotes are totally fine for this, right?
No, because Bayesian reasoning involves controlling variables, right? So Bayesian reasoning is not, I see evidence. It's also what evidence would I expect given other variables.
I understand, but I hate when people do this. Like you act like science is a thing. Science is important, but if there was no like actual way, like if we punted back in time to where there was no like way to actually do these studies, you could still have enough anecdotal evidence that eventually becomes like very good evidence to believe in. That's what I'm saying, right? So I don't need to see a study that people prefer smoking crack versus eating it. I have enough anecdotes that they build up to enough evidence that I don't need that anymore. I don't need a fucking study. And so you're almost like science cucking yourself, right? You don't need a study on some of these things.
I linked the study.
Okay, but people eating crack. Okay, I was just curious for my own, because I feel like this is a crazy study to do. Okay, let me see. No, this is absolutely. Where do you see this study as? This is talking about snorting cocaine.
No, it says that the
versus injecting.
It says the favored route has changed from intranasal and intravenous use to administration of coke by smoking it. It's saying smoking is more likely.
So this means putting it up your nose. This means putting it in your veins.
Yes.
And this means smoking. So none of this is about eating it, right? Which was what you said you could provide. So nose, veins, smoking. None of this is eating.
It's saying the preferred route is smoking it.
I don't know. It doesn't mention oral crack use at all, does it?
But
that's what you said you could provide.
The favored route has changed from intranasal and intravenous to administration of cocaine by the smoking route. It's saying that nowadays the favorite is cocaine.
So this is just a statement. So there must be data. There must be. If I scroll down, there's going to be a table. This is how many people eat crack, right? What you're saying? So where's the table that shows double blind? Oh, this must have the oral use of crack cocaine. This must have it, right, Kirk?
Where's the fucking table?
Oh, now I'm in fucking sources. I can't fucking see it. The point is, okay, it's not gonna talk about oral crack use, okay?
But either way, it says that the preferred route is smoking.
Yeah, and there's no, that's just a statement in an abstract in the fucking introduction, okay? Not the abstract, I guess, the fucking intro.
6,
It's true, though. And you know it's true.
I know it's true through anecdotes. This is what, Testy, I'll rip your fucking balls off. I swear to God, I'll rip your fucking balls off. In real life. In real life. Yes, oral, yeah, see, Les Sheep gets it. Oral is not inhalation. That's not what we're talking about. That's not what we're talking about. Hey, Rage Page.
I didn't say it is, but I'm saying if it's saying the preferred route is smoking it, you don't need evidence to compare it to something else.
You don't even know.
Route is smoking.
You don't even know how a scientific study works if you're just like taking what they say in the intro and there's no data to talk about oral, and you're going to conclude from a statement at the beginning that that has anything to do with the oral administration. Like that's you realize that, right? That's the intro of a study. Just saying the preferred route has changed from intranasal, intravenous to smoking.
What are we doing? There is literally a subreddit for crack. Like, why aren't we asking the experts?
See, yeah, I would agree with that. That would be anecdotal. That's good evidence. Go to the crack subreddit, okay? Go to Blue Light. Go to all your little drug places and talk to these people and see why they don't eat crack and why they smoke it. And I don't think Confluence can make his claim unless he... Don't threaten me with a good time, Testy. Don't threaten me with a good time. I'll fucking eat that shit.
It discusses oral use of it's not saying it discusses eating cocaine.
Exactly, Les Chief. That's my point. That's my entire point, Les Chief.
What I'm saying
that's my entire point.
It says that the preferred route of smoke is smoking, and if the preferred route is smoking, that logically means it can't be eating because smoking is not eating.
But that's not my argument. My argument is that's just said in the intro statement. You said you would provide data to show this. This is not a study on oral use of crack cocaine. This is just them mentioning the preferred use.
Are you not willing to take the word for it?
No, I'm not willing to take a... Would you be? What the fuck? I hope you wouldn't be.
It's on PubMed, and I presume PubMed's a relatively reliable source.
I can't believe you just said that. That's crazy. It's on PubMed. So everything they say is a reliable thing. That's crazy, Kirk. That's crazy.
You're not willing to take their word for it, even though it's a reliable source?
It's not a... Do you know how PubMed works at all? Do you have any idea?
I thought PubMed is a reliable medical thing.
There's a bunch of stuff, Kirk. We could, if we ran over any topic, there'd be a ton of stuff on PubMed, a ton of sentences that you and I would, completely disagree with. Yeah, it's just like it's a play. This is the thing you posted is a study done by one person. Okay, it's done by one human being. There's a lot of I'm not saying anyone can post on PubMed, but there is studies in every direction. Like if we looked up the trans stuff, there's studies that we could that I could cite that would have sentences that are completely against what you would cite, and they're both on PubMed, and we can come up with probably 100 examples of things that we disagree with. PubMed is a repository of information of things that are actual studies. They're studies, but they're studies that are run the gamut on their usefulness, their quality, their efficacy on everything. And especially if you're looking at single sentences in a fucking abstract. Yeah, exactly. They do it. Yeah, this is the real. They do it because it hits it. You have more bioavailability with smoking it, way more. If you eat it, you're wasting all your crack. Don't eat your crack, children out there. Okay, don't eat your crack. And yeah, it hits you fast as smoking does. And Mel is back. We were talking about crack cocaine. Mel, how's it going?
Apparently not great. I'm getting some lag. How do I sound?
You sound fine. You might hear this in 3 to 5 business days, but
that's what's called what's it called? That's what's called abductive. You're familiar with abductive reasoning, right?
Yes.
So that's inference to the best explanation. We infer to the best explanation that people are more likely to smoke it because of the fact than to eat it because of the fact that it hits your system fastest and hardest.
I know, but do you see that Shantae had to give you that information and none of what you said, is that's the.
I'm pretty sure I've already heard that. I'm pretty sure I've already heard that before.
Well, it's weird that you didn't say it before, but that's fine. But I'm saying, but again, there's still an assumption. There's an assumption, I guess, that people want something that hits them as fast and as hard as possible, and that people don't.
But that's kind of logical. That's kind of logical, right?
I mean, I would say it's logical that opioid addicts probably want like the biggest rush from an opioid that they can possibly get. I would say that's also logical. That's why I disagreed with your whole line of reasoning, because it's entirely possible, even though I think Narcan should be available, it's entirely possible that people with Narcan could try to opioid max too close to the sun because they think they have a safety net. That's entirely possible. I don't think that outweighs the benefits of having Narcan, to be very clear. But I think I think for you to dismiss that just out of hand as like an assumption, I would say it's very logical that people will use as much of a drug as possible to get the biggest perceived rush as possible, and that if they think that they can be saved from death, the death thing is one thing that might stop people. But if they think they have a magic switch that can fix it, like Narcan, then it's possible that they might then like stop those guardrails. Go ahead, Rage Page.
All right, so do we think that has anything to do with polygamy?
Probably not. we're
there is a one connection, which is people who are in open relationships probably are more likely to be drug abusers, logically, but not evidentially.
Hell yeah, that's what I was hoping for, Kirk.
What do you call a Chinese stalker?
I mean, logically, someone who's degenerate in one area of their life is more likely to be
heavy with that.
in another area of their life.
A peeping Tom.
A peeping Tom.
Even.
Oh, peeping Tom.
Do you know the
you ruined
Chinese
it, Kirk. You ruined it.
joke?
Me Chinese, me play joke, me go pee pee in your Coke.
Yeah.
Well, it transcends generations. Even fucking Gen Alpha, like young Kirk, knows that. Yeah, this is what I was thinking. I don't like. We can't just throw around the word logically and just think that like you could say intuitively. I'm fine with that. Intuitively, sure. People more likely to like, high degrees of openness and are more likely to try new things like polyamory, or maybe intuitively more likely to do drugs. I don't think that's like logically true. I think that's a crazy claim to make. But it's intuitively, I would say, probably if there is studies on that.
Well, by logically, I mean abductively. So we infer to the best explanation by saying, well, we know this is true.
So you mean intuitively, basically. You're just trying to like, you do what I do, where you try to use like, when I'm talking to Brandon and I'll like say like, no, this is actually wrong. And he's like, what is the word actually doing there? And I'm just trying to like make it sound more like for real.
No, but logically, there is a form of abductive logic, which is logic to infer to the best explanation.
I understand. I just don't know if that. I think you're trying to like bolster your claim, which is really just an intuition, and I think you're using the word logically to try to bolster it that way, which is fine.
But logically, I'm saying it literally fits the definition of abductive logic, like literally.
I don't think it does.
It does. Look it up. Look up abductive logic.
I know what I don't need to look up abductive logic.
Okay, so that's part of abductive logic.
I guess now the claim is that polyamorous people are logically more likely to use hard drugs than non-polyamorous people. And that could be true. I don't think it logically has to be true, or it makes logical sense to guess that. It could be intuitively true that if both are, like I said, if both are. I think if there was a fucking poly market on it, I would fucking bet a lot of fucking ETH. Okay, I don't disagree with that.
Are you familiar with the research of Are you familiar with the research of social psychologist Jonathan Haidt on trait openness?
Yes, I mean I literally fucking said that, Kirk. I fucking said that. I said people that are more high with openness are probably more likely to try polyamory. Are probably more. I already said this argument. What the fuck,
Kirk, are you on drugs?
Yeah, Shantae, do you ever join? Do you ever join, Shantae?
So you've updated your Bayesian priors.
She's a speakeasy mod, by the way.
Given what we know about psychology, to infer that because we see trait openness is correlated with lower standards of like traditional morality, that people who are less likely to have strict sexual moral codes are more also less likely to have strict moral codes when it comes to drugs.
Yeah, that's the argument I made already. So like, yeah, I think that's what I
that's part of my best Bayesian guess. Abductive and inductive logic.
I know I feel like you steal my argument and then you're like, okay, well now it makes sense. Just like you stole Shantae's argument.
I didn't steal anyone's argument. Your argument doesn't belong to you. I'm saying it's just part of the definition of
you're
logic.
borrowing. Hey, this is communism land, Kirk. You can use my argument. It's fine.
It's our argument.
Yeah,
it's
but
our
I'm saying
argument.
it comes under
the sevens.
Take care, Jared. But it comes under the umbrella of logic in the form of abductive logic. I'm just saying that's literally what logic denotes.
Kirk, do you know the difference between connotation and annotation?
No, it's annotation. Actually, I've heard the word annotation, but I forgot.
But the connotation between logic and intuition is different. When you say something is intuitive, people are like, oh, he's kind of vibing it out, 6'7", nonchalant mess, you know? But if you say it's logic, they're like, oh, he's dead ass.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that, Kirk?
What does that even mean?
He's putting in your language, your Gen Alpha language, okay? Skibbity.
Skibbity toilet. But I mean, I'm just saying that it technically there is a form of logic which is abductive, which you're utilizing when you infer something like people with high trade openness are more likely to do X, Y, and Z. That's it. Like, can you acknowledge that is a valid use of the term logic?
I don't think I feel like I agree with Dusty here. Like that's not how we're using that term. Like just say the argument, I guess, which you borrowed from from other people, but that's fine. But then it's just when you have what's an intuitive, you have an intuitive thing, and then you're like, well, I think this is logical. That just is not a good way to frame it, because like I don't think that's like connoting what you think.
But I'm saying it literally fits the definition of abductive logic, because logic means a system of non-contradictory reasoning.
Yeah, but okay, but I guess then I thought we're just abusing the word logical, because you could.
Is it logical to be monogamous or polygamous? Logically.
Monogamous.
You could make arguments for both. Like Mel was on here. She was making an abductive reason why it's logical to be. So that's why I think it's a fucking abuse of the word logical. It's not what anyone fucking means by that.
So wait,
I agree with you, Rage. Yeah.
So then, what is the actual claim? Because if it's monogamy versus polygamy, what's versus means what? Which is better for the world? Which is better, like in what way?
I have to apologize to the chat. I said annotation when I meant denotation, and I am truly sorry.
I was going to cut you on that. I'm familiar with the difference between denotation and connotation, of course. Kirk was confused, so.
But
like, oh fuck.
Which form of school of logic is he able to demonstrate a proof using? Well, I'm talking about abductive logic, so this is like Charles Sanders Peirce territory.
What?
He's asking which school of logic am I using to demonstrate a proof. I'm saying this is Peircean abduction.
Oh, okay. Can you be normal for a second? Can you just explain what the fuck that even means?
So it's basically the idea that we infer the best explanation for a phenomena given certain criteria. So, for example, let's say
criteria.
Okay, so things would be things like Occam's razor, following laws like causal laws. A good example would be like, for example, let's say you have some marbles in a basket next to them, and there's some marbles in the basket. It's logical to infer that the marbles were spilled out of the basket.
Okay, now let's take what you just said and apply it to what the fuck this is actually about, which is polygamy and monogamy.
Okay, so we can infer that it's better to be monogamous because the best explanation is given that we know that people are happier when they are.
How do you know that though?
Using empirics.
But what are like? How do you know that? Okay, what was the What was the example? The fact that women take 9 months to give birth versus the man who can impregnate multiple women and have multiple children in the same like generational growth of family, I guess similar to how like Mormons do. What's wrong with that in a logical standpoint, as opposed to getting married to a single person and only being able to have it? I mean, one child every 9 months if you're going to do it immediately, one right after another, in order to build a family. Which one
you can
seems more
child
logical?
max if you're a polygamist.
Well, so if your goal, that depends on what your goal is. If your goal is to achieve more children, then that's one thing. But if your goal is to have a more committed relationship, then we can infer that you'd have a more committed relationship if there's only two people, because of the fact that you have more of your attention on one person.
I don't know if we can infer that. I think.
Wait.
Wait.
He's right. So now we need to determine what is the goal. We have to establish that before we can do a versus anything, because we have to know, well, okay, these two things are clashing together, monogamy and polygamy. You know, that's kind of like the opposite of one another in a way. It's one versus multiple. To what? What is the ends means of the entire subject? You have to have a goal. Like, you got to pick. Is it a personal thing? Is this supposed to be like the end game for humanity? Like, what is the end goal that we're doing these verses for?
But
that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree, Confluence. I'm just saying, I'm saying you're right. We should not just say because I want to say polygamy and monogamy. We should say that we have to have established a goal. But what Confluence was earlier saying, I'll just say this: you should not use Occam's razor to cut off assumptions that we have like good reason to believe. But I'm saying we can use heuristics like Occam's razor in the process of forming Bayesian priors in general.
Yeah, I think heuristics are that was my whole point, is that I think heuristics can. I think people denigrate heuristics because they think you need data for everything. And if you have the data, then that's probably better than having heuristics. But in lieu of data, heuristics is fine. And that's how people did things for like the vast majority of human history.
Well,
and
I agree. So what's the disagreement? There's no disagreement.
Well, then I guess we agree on that point.
Explain to me what that is. What
like heuristics is like using like a general rule that's like likely to be true. So if every purple berry you eat, most of them end up being poisonous, then it's a good heuristic to avoid eating purple berries. Right. And you don't need to have like data or science on it. You could just see a bunch of people die, and you could just have this rule of thumb that like, hey, I should avoid eating purple berries. Maybe some of them are fine and some of them are fine, you know?
Right.
But, you know,
and I'm just saying that one of the heuristics we should use is that simpler explanations are generally more true than more complicated explanations.
I don't actually know if that's a super good heuristic.
But it is like Occam's razor as a heuristic is generally accepted among scientists.
You say these like broad sweeping statements.
It's true. You can look it up.
I don't know. I don't know.
What team are y'all on?
Like, well, I do know. That's the difference.
I don't know. Kirk, you think you know.
Okay. Okay. Have you heard of Occam's razor? Yes or no?
Yes, we've talked about Occam's razor like 16 times on this fucking panel, Kirk. Okay.
No, we haven't. Have you heard of Occam's razor?
We have. Yes. Why are you asking?
Okay.
Do you know how many Silk Song lives that I could find if I spent the time where we talk about Occam's razor? Do you know how many?
So part of Occam's razor is that it's more likely to have something with fewer assumptions.
What's the you that always talks about how it's don't multiply entities, and now you're like doing the same thing that you like fought against people on? Maybe you've changed your mind on it, but
well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what the original formulation is, but in one of the formulations, it's assumptions. But take it either way, entities or assumptions, fewer things that you're positing, whether it's entities or assumptions, are generally more likely to be true unless they're necessary to explain phenomena. Would you agree with that?
I would say yeah, but I would add the caveat, which is built in. Well, I would add like barring no other information at all. So that's why we brought up. That's why we're talking about the eating crack versus smoking it. Because if you had no other information, then you would just assume that people eat crack. But as soon as you have a little bit of information, then that added assumption is completely warranted. So yes, if you have no information about the topic at all, then I'd agree. What's most likely to be true is the one with the fewest assumptions.
Yeah, and I'm saying in the context of what I was talking about earlier with Narcan, it is an assumption which we don't have a lot of information for, whether they would go to Narcan given this thing, unless at least we would at least acknowledge it's not enough to outweigh the harm that could come from not giving people Narcan. We agree on that. I
would say that because I know the empirics on it. But I'm saying I don't think it's a logical thing. If you don't know any of the empirics, it could go in either direction.
I don't disagree with the empirics. I'm just saying it can be a heuristic as part of the empirics.
But you could make an abductive reasoning in both directions. You could say abductively, we know that addicts want to get it probably as high as possible and want to achieve as much euphoria as possible. And so, like, we could make an argument in both directions.
But
Kurt,
what I'm saying is,
are you for it?
I'm for giving. I'm not for giving people Narcan for free, but I think it should be legal to give people Narcan. And the reason is because Confluence, you still agree that given the empirics we have, we should give people Narcan, right?
Yeah, I think we should give it to everyone for free.
I don't think it should be free, but yes. So what I'm saying is, we agree. All I'm saying is that along with the empirics, you can use the heuristic of Occam's razor as an abductive tool. That's all I'm saying.
And I think that's
when you apply that to monogamy,
quibbling. I just don't think it's like useful to do that because the empirics, like Occam's razor, if you knew nothing, it might inch you in a direction on this topic. But the empirics, one way or another, could completely change, right? Like it could go in either direction.
That's all I'm saying is that given the empirics, it's just another inch. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it's an inch. I would
okay,
say that.
And then we don't disagree. We don't disagree.
More informed. It's called having a more informed decision. But
do Austrian economists believe in Occam's razor? Yes.
I want to go back to something you said. You said monogamous people are more happy in people are more happy in monogamous relationships. The problem with that is I could easily say polyamorous people are more happy in polyamorous relationships. And what I don't think you're applying to or appealing to heuristics there. I think you're appealing to norms when you do that.
Well, so heuristics are a form of norms, right? So a norm means
not necessarily.
Okay, so no, it is. So a norm means that you have a standard that you're going to abide by, and a heuristic
could a farmer
means
have a norm that a city person doesn't use? Or sorry, could a farmer have a heuristic that a city person doesn't apply to?
Yes, and they have different norms. They have different heuristics.
Well, I just say it isn't a norm at that point because they could live really close.
Norm doesn't mean like normative in a social sense. Norm just means it's a standard that someone abides by. It can mean a social context or an individual context.
Let me be more clear then. You are appealing to normativity.
Okay, well, so what was the original claim about monogamy? How's that appealing to normativity?
You claimed that people are happier in monogamous relationships. I'd immediately refute that by pointing out that polyamorous people and polygamous people are more happy in their preferred relationships respectively. And so all that really appeals to is normativity, is saying we already do this, so we can say people are happier doing that. That might seem intuitively true if you haven't actually seen people in polyamorous and polygamous relationships like I have, and I can tell you they're a lot happier when they're not in monogamous relationships.
Yeah, real quick, I do want to address Tessie in chat. He's saying, I constantly appeal to authority. Most scientists think this, most economists think this. Yes, but the thing is, unless there's a good reason to distrust authority, it's generally a good thing to go with expert consensus on a field. Appeal to authority is only fallacious if you have good reason to suspect the authority is being dishonest.
Yeah, so your Tessie's just wrong on what appeal to authority here is. Like, if you say, I think that this is true because the people who are most informed on this think is true, that's not appeal to authority. Saying it must be true because the authority says it's true, that's appeal to authority. So there's nuance.
Yeah, so like, if I say something like, well, because scientist says this, it's true, that's wrong. But if I say, because scientists say this, you should believe it's true, given the fact that they have expert training and there's no reason to distrust them in this context, then that's not appeal to authority. That's appeal to expertise.
Okay, so Kirk, aka T-Jump, what do you think about the statement polyamorous and polygamous people are happier in their respective relationships? Do you think that that's true, or do you have a reason to disbelieve that?
To be honest, I've not looked at the empirics, but intuitively that seems wrong.
What does your abductive logic tell you, Kirk?
Well, abductively, I would assume that if you have more attention spread across multiple people, then that's less likely to make you happy.
Or abductively, would you say if someone already wants to be polyamorous, they'd be happier? I don't think that's true, but abductively...
I think you also misuse the word intuitive here. Again, I think you're just appealing to normativity, but in reality, you have no intuitive reason to discount it.
I would say I would actually disagree with that. I mean, I was kind of memeing with the abductive thing, but we have seen. I understand like what you said, Mel, and I pointed this out myself. Obviously, most monogamous relationships fail as well, but at least anecdotally, and this is anecdotal, but I don't know of any example. Maybe Ancom's side, but he kind of dipped after the puppet show happened. I don't know of any examples where this has like gone well. It always seems to end up in like fiery flames. It doesn't seem like it works.
Do you know a lot of people who have been in those types of relationships?
Not nearly as many as I know like monogamous, but I would say enough of a sample size that I'm like, not a single one of these has ever not ended up in like a fiery mess. And I would say that's probably like not more than like 20 though. Like probably somewhere between 10 and 20. So that could just be a bad sample size, but it seems like it always just it never lasts.
Like I've had a lot of exposure to these type of things, right? Just through the communities I've hung out in. And what I've mostly noticed is like there might even be a degree of monogamy still, but it's instead of following these hard lines that were really made up by churches and stuff to kind of control the behavior of human beings because we were afraid of sex at the time. Now people are just kind of being adult about it and being like, okay, if I feel like I need the rules, I feel like I need those boundaries, and I have those boundaries, and if I don't, then I don't.
So do you know, Mel? Do you know?
Intuitively, can I just say this much? I think I think that works better for people who end up cheating in their monogamous relationship, is just to be open about the fact, like, yeah, no, I don't really want to stay monogamous, is that actually ends up being easier for people like that.
Well, real quick, I do want to, before, and I'm sorry to interrupt, but I do think this is important to get across. Testy, who's saying it's a vague appeal to authority. Anytime I say that most people,
we're
most
not going
authorities,
back to that. Fucking type in chat if you want to fucking.
I can't type in chat on my phone because I'm on the streaming right now. Just let me say this real quick.
You're so autistic.
The thing is, whenever I bring up an authority, like I say most economists bring up, I bring up the discipline of the person. So I'd say most economists or most psychologists. I don't just say most scientists.
Land the plane, Kirk. Land the plane.
The point is, I'm specific in my appeals to expertise.
Okay. Mel, the one thing I guess I want to ask, and I do have a hard out 15 minutes ago, but I am curious, and maybe we can continue this discussion because we talked about a lot of things. We talk about polygamy a ton, I guess, or polyamory. But do you know, I guess, and again, this is a complete anecdotal, I'm just curious, do you know either a polycule or some open relationship or whatever falls under the polyamorous fucking umbrella that has lasted, let's say, like 20 years? Because obviously, and I know there's a lot less of them. I know it's a newer thing, at least in like our culture and stuff. I understand that, but I'm just curious. Do you know any? Because obviously, we know married people that we've been together for 60 years. Like, do you know any that have like actually stood the test, or is it just they go well and then they dissolve? Is that what you consider like success?
Real quick, I also want to address.
I've known people who are already.
You're not addressing anyone. Shut the fuck up, Kirk. I'm asking a question. Type in chat, fucker.
I know I've known Kirk, people who are already 20 years in a relationship that long with several people.
Like that were polyamorous for 20 years?
Yeah, and there was 3 of them who had been sticking through it the whole time.
Okay, yeah, no, I see. Okay, that's the case.
But when it comes to polyamory,
a big sample size.
But I think part of it is like they're just not likely to get married. They're unlikely to get the benefits of marriage.
Like, how well are these people doing in other aspects of life?
This is more suitable to people who don't already live under the same roof.
Yeah.
So what do you mean? Do you just mean
your own
like
place.
people that have like a roster, or like what? I guess what do you mean in that case? Like, do you just mean they're like fucking people, or because if they're not living even in the same place, then it's like that feels like kind of a loose, like you're just hooking up with the same person, but you're also hooking up with other. Like it doesn't really feel like.
Well, I guess it
doesn't
depends on
feel
how
like what
strictly
I'm
you want to
thinking
define
of.
a relationship.
I guess so, but you know what I mean. Like obviously, there's people that hook up repeatedly for 20 years and hook up with other people. But that's not what at least I think of as polyamory. I'm more thinking of something that's either you're like there's some degree of commitment. I guess I would say I would say cohabitation. If you're with someone for 20 years, I would expect cohabitation. If we're comparing it to straight relationships, or not straight, but I guess monogamous relationships, I would think cohabitation has to be a part of that if we're doing that comparison.
My mom's lived on her own place for like 10 years now away from her partner. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but I mean, but what about what I was mentioning earlier?
I am, but that's where the rubber meets the road, Mel, right?
Well, that's the thing. Well, that's the thing. Like part of your logic comes from the lack of representation from that side and gaps in your own knowledge.
I know, but then I'm asking, I guess, and that's I guess maybe the standard is it's not uncommon to meet a monogamous couple that have lived together for 50 years.
This is more
right? And I'm saying,
what about what I mentioned earlier that you gotta?
Okay, that's fine. Might not go, but then I guess this is just hooking up with extra steps, is what I would say, right?
Well,
some people would say that marriage is just commitment without the sex.
Well, I mean that's kind of black pilled on marriage.
I don't want to say I disagree.
So,
Have you ever listened to a stand-up comedian talk about being married?
Yeah, I think they probably exaggerate that a little bit. I don't think I'm sure there's relationships that have. I just said I haven't been. I fucking just said that like 10 seconds ago.
Well, I'm just saying.
Married.
I'm just saying.
I agree confluence with everything you're saying. I would just say part of this is I don't know if we can. I know you're not going to like this, but like I do think we have to control for some of these variables because it could be they're happy for other reasons. Real quick, I do want to address something in chat though. Let's Chief is saying that whenever I appeal the authority,
you have a mental illness, Kirk.
He's saying that I always say individuals. No, I have in the past cited say most psychologists say this, or most economists say this, or most.
The thing from 4 minutes ago, you just you are like a fucking train. You can stop you. You can hold you back for a moment. And you just keep on fucking chugging.
Also, Tessie's gonna exploit the shit out of this. You got to stop giving him rope.
Well, this is Let's Chief, but also Let's Chief is a fucking idiot who should suck my dick.
Either one, don't get them rope.
This is Kirk trying on the big boy pants.
But no,
that's a new identity feel, Kirk.
So if you want to talk about controlling variables, I think the human mind and preferences within the human psyche
this triggers me. It's such a stupid argument.
So expecting everybody to be born with all of their monogamous genes expressing and other polygamous genes expressing, and I'm being ironically reductive here, so don't call me out on that, is a bit silly, right? Like we know that there is a very complex pipeline between development and psychology. One's biology, one's psychology, for example. So expecting every single human being to have the same preference as every other human being, well, that's not how human beings work.
I think that's how they're meant to work, and I think that if they solve
Mother
their
Nature
trauma,
can't even figure out how to make
that
animals not gay. Okay, straightness is just a concept made up by humans.
We're not talking about straightness, okay? We're talking about polyamory.
It's preference. It's preference at the end of the day.
But humans have something called self-control, and they have other things like that. And so I think they have a bit more agency than our animal brethren.
Right, and that agency.
We will make animals straight again. We got to stop those gay animals for real.
That agency means that you can have preferences which aren't just biologically predetermined, aren't determined by the conditions of sex, but are determined socially. You can have preferences now because birth control and an understanding about STDs or STIs, as we say now, exists.
Yeah, I just came here to say my preferences. Yeah,
I'm very proud of you.
We can't hit him with that.
Exactly. Great argument.
Let's Chief. The reason I'm triggered by you is because you are actually ignorant of everything you talk about. And Confluence actually knows what he's talking about.
You should just let the stream go and have Kirk one guy the chat or get one guy by chat.
Yeah, no kidding. Kirk getting.
I'm not getting one guy. I'm getting two guide. I'm getting two guide by testing Let's.
No, you're getting one guide twice.
No, that's two guide.
You're getting polyamorously one guide, okay?
1 plus 1 equals 2.
Just pick one guy to be one guide by, okay? You don't have to have two.
Name one thing, Kirk.
You can't even stay
My
monogamous
dick.
in chat, Kirk. You're
His
disproving your
preferences are
own.
too gay, and I'm out of here.
I'm getting two.
Oh, that's all I have to do? Holy shit! I know.
It's
I know
a
how
winning,
to
a winning mic
now.
drop. All right, okay. I'm way past my bedtime, so I have to head out.
Maybe so.
Thank you guys.
Same
Take
time
care.
tomorrow?
Take care, Nine Tails. Yeah,
Because
same time.
Your description says you stream at 6 CST, but now you're streaming at 8. Are you going to stream at 8 tomorrow?
Yeah, probably 7:30 or 8. Yeah, I got to update that. When I didn't have my 9 to 5, metaphorically speaking, then yeah, I didn't. But now I start later, so I should update that. But yes,
Okay.
around.
I believe it or not, even though I got triggered today, I think this was a pretty good conversation.
I had a blast. This between the puppet show, the crack discussion, the fucking polyamory of it all,
the Bayesian,
and Tom Sty showing up, the Bayesian. Yeah, this is a great stream. So yeah, thank you all. God bless chat. God bless you, young Kirk, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.